TV. California dreaming can sometimes become a nightmare. In recent years, the state that borders the Pacific coast has been devastated by natural disasters such as earthquakes and fires whipped up by the ocean's breeze. California has also seen some of the most bizarre and unexplainable phenomena of this century. And whenever the Jets have visited California the last few seasons, it's also been a disaster. There must have been an earthquake Sunday night. How else can you explain Teemu Selanne missing on 2 breakaways, or the fact the Jets have never beaten the Mighty Ducks on their pond? Wilder things have happened before, and the Jets would dearly love to extinguish their dismal California record and start singing a new tune starting tonight. For the land of the free. The Jets have found their way to San Jose, and tonight they look to put the bite on 2 points against the Sharks, live on CKND. Molson Jets Hockey on CKND, Winnipeg TV, is brought to you by Molson Canadian. Well, the Road Warriors, they are not. The Winnipeg Jets in 3 games this season have been outscored 16-6, and not surprisingly, they haven't won any of those 3 games. And their last win in the state of California way back on November 30th of 1993. That was against the Los Angeles Kings, who, Kerry Wilson, they will not be playing on this road trip. Hello, everyone. I'm Joe Pascucci, along with former NHLer Kerry Wilson. Kerry, we showed the Jets' road woes. What does it take for a hockey team to win on the road?
Well, aside from going out and finding Mel Gibson, which isn't going to happen tonight, they've got to concentrate on playing a very cohesive team defensive unit. All 6 players out there have got to play together, know where each player is, and when there's a breakdown, they can figure out what they're going to do. Right now, they're having these breakdowns, they're not figuring out what the problem is, and it's costing them goals. They've got to come together as a cohesive unit.
All right, you've played on teams that have visited California. The Jets' record in the last 2 seasons, and counting 1 game this season, a total of 1 win, 3 ties, and 9 losses. Now, they're doing a lot of California dreaming.
Well, they are, and that's a tough situation to be in, and they can't think about past records. They've got to look at what they've got tonight, and the way to win tonight is, like I mentioned, playing a good, solid defensive hockey. They've had way too many goals against on the road in the last couple of games. They've got to concentrate on this. The goals will come, but right now, they've got to look after their own end.
Well, we saw the opening, Teemu Selanne missing on a couple of breakaways against the Mighty Ducks on Sunday. The team has got to get Teemu Selanne scoring, and tonight, Coach Terry Simpson has decided to move Keith Tkachuk, who has 3 goals in his last 3 games, onto the big line with Selanne and Igor Korolev.
Well, I think right there, they're going to look for Keith to get things going. Keith has really come along in the last few games. The first couple of games of the season, Keith needed to get his timing, his conditioning. Last few games, though, that's really come along. He's got that touch back. Now maybe he's going to look to spread that around the team a bit.
And Nikolai Habibulin will be the goaltender of record for the Winnipeg Jets tonight. His first game since the opening 2 games of the season at home, which the Jets won, but Coach Terry Simpson said that his decision to go to Tim Shovelday was because in those games that Habibulin won, he gave up a couple of soft goals.
Well, he did, but I think Habibulin hasn't played in a while, and that could be a good omen. I think he usually comes out after a little bit of time off, plays some phenomenal hockey. The Jets have got to count on him coming up with a very big game tonight.
All right, with more on the game between the Jets and the Sharks, let's send you out to San Jose and Kurt Kielbach and John Garrett.
Okay, thanks, Joe. Thanks, Kerry. Hello, everybody, and welcome back, John. You know, we've got a couple of teams here that are both having some problems winning, and as was mentioned by the guys, the Jets on the road just haven't been able to put it together yet.
Well, they played fairly well, and I think shots on goal reflect that fact that they have been able to get some offense going. They have had shots on the opposition net, but they just can't finish as well as they have been able to do in Winnipeg, and I think they're going to have to correct that tonight.
And they've made a little adjustment as far as the lines are concerned tonight. A pretty big adjustment, I suppose, if you happen to be Darren Turcotte.
Well, Darren Turcotte or Keith Tkachuk, because now I think they're putting some more pressure on Keith Tkachuk to make a line go, rather than just himself. Now he has to make a line go. Without Alexei Zhamnov in the lineup, they have to get Teemu Selanne going, and to do that, they moved Keith Tkachuk in the center in that line. and the responsibility is on him to get that line going.
And they've got new responsibility on the shoulders of a Ray Shepard here now, and they're expecting great things from him in San Jose.
Oh, it's almost hilarious reading the papers. Red Light Ray, they're calling him already, and he's a great goal scorer, but here he doesn't have Paul Coffey throwing him the puck. The supporting cast here in San Jose is not the Detroit Red Wings. And Ray Shepard, a natural goal scorer, he'll help this team, but I don't think you'll see the production that you've seen out of Ray Shepard on his past teams.
Goal scoring has virtually always been a problem on this team, though.
Well, it has been. Kevin Constantine has preached team defense, but this year they've given up a ton of goals. So they have to cut down on the goals, and yet they have to get key goals, especially on the power plays, and that's why they got Ray Shepard.
So the Sharks haven't won anywhere. The Jets haven't won on the road. We'll see what happens. It should be interesting. The Jets and the Sharks coming up. The opening face-off here on CKND, Winnipeg TV.
Okay, explain this operator thing again.
Well, our new long-distance company doesn't have operators. So, if you need help, say, getting a call connected...
MTS is the one who helps us, not the new one?
Exactly. Anyway, how often do we need help?
The human face, a landscape, difficult terrain where certain hairs grow taller, longer. Introducing a revolutionary 3-stage shaving system, Braun Flex Integral. The first foil removes short hairs. An integrated cutter shaves longer hairs. And the second foil completes the job. New Flex Integral for Braun's closest shave yet. Braun, the world's most recognized shave.
Day after day, you see the same thing. Car and truck buyers driving all over Manitoba looking for great deals, only to end up at the home of the big buy, Jim Goche. And then they ask, how do you always have the best prices? And how can you sell your cars and trucks for so much less than everybody else? Well, the answer is easy. Volume! If you don't come see the big guy today, he can't save you any money.
On McPhillips, north of Inkster. What gives some people the confidence to be their best? To give that extra effort, to go the distance? A lot depends on the equipment they choose. At Athletes Wear, we've got the best selection. The toughest hockey bags in any league are from Winwell. Heavy-duty nylon construction, 4 outside pockets. You'll save over 25% on this Winwell bag. Athletes Wear, still the right choice.
The choice is there. Athletes Wear.
Welcome back to San Jose. Kurt Keelback along with John Garrett as we're about set to get underway. The opening face-off, Jamie Baker for the San Jose Sharks against Keith Tkachuk for the Winnipeg Jets. Tkachuk out with Korolev and Solani, the place that had previously been occupied by Darren Turcotte. He, however, now finds himself playing in a line with Chris King and rookie Shane Doan. Baker is out opposite Tkachuk.
Have some problems with the goal light in behind Nikolai Hababulin, and they're talking over. They want to give the goal judge a towel. And that is what Swede Knox is skating over to the goal judge now. He's going to throw the towel over the glass. He's trying to get the goal judge's attention. And the goal judge can't figure this out. Now they're explaining it to him. Nikolai's looking on. Okay, this is how they used to do it. You wave a little flag, puck's in. Age of electronics, he's got the towel going now.
Nikolai Hababulin, who hasn't played since the first 2 games of the season, both in Winnipeg, both of which he was the winning netminder, a goals against average of 4, and a record of 2-0. Now the play is underway. And a puck bounced out of play almost immediately, 5 seconds into the opening period.
Hasn't played in 16 days, Kurt. That's a long time for any goaltender to sit, but you get used to that when you're the backup goaltender. Arthur Zerbe has played, started the last 3 games for the San Jose Sharks, got the hook in Toronto, but played very well in Winnipeg and played very well in Edmonton the last 2 games for the Sharks, 2 ties. Hervé has to play well for the Sharks to do well.
Well, he played outstanding in Edmonton, as you mentioned, a 1-1 tie, a game in which the Sharks scored with only 12 seconds left in Edmonton. Now Jason Moore in his own zone. Sends it up on the right side, too far for Donovan. It goes back to the Jet zone. And with it there is Manson. Manson sends it ahead. Here's Korolev. Gives to Solani. Solani moves in against Moore. Solani down deep in behind. Throws it out in front. Loose puck. Tkachuk knocked it wide. Moore goes after it behind the net. Sent back to the blue line. Held in by Manson for Korolev. Behind the net, Kite. The former Jet gets it ahead to Falloon. Falloon's pass. That gets out into the center ice area to Baker. He flips it down into the Jet corner. And after it there is Manson. Ahead for Tkachuk. Tkachuk flips it high. And all the way back into his own zone to pick it up is Ragnarsson. That background you hear is for the arrival of Ray Shepherd, who's taking his first shift now as the San Jose Shark. Puck goes down into the corner. And with it is Manson. Ahead for King. He knocks it all the way down the ice. Ragnarsson goes after it behind the net. And apparently got there first, so it's icing against the Winnipeg Jets.
Nice round of applause for Ray Shepherd. His first shift as a San Jose Shark. They want his goals as we look at Marcus Ragnarsson. And without Tom Peterson in the lineup, Ragnarsson becomes an offensive threat. He played very well in training camp, and he's one of the youngsters that Kevin Constantine is looking to help the San Jose Sharks power play and give them a little offense. And Shepherd also fits that bill, and everybody knows what he can do around the net.
Well, the most goals any San Jose Shark has ever had in a year was 30 by Makarov. Shepherd had that last year in a 48-game season. Here's Turcotte in his own zone. He knocks it all the way out to center ice, and Ragnarsson has it there. He dumps it from his own side of center all the way down. Newman goes back. And it's icing San Jose.
We talked about that 30 goals, Kurt. Ray Shepherd is the only player in the NHL to score 30 or more goals in the last 4 years. Because of that shortened season, the other people who got 30 last year, Peter Bondra, Alexei Zhamnov, and the others have never had 30 the year before. So Ray Shepherd, a prolific scorer, no matter where he's been, but he's going to have his work cut out for him here with the San Jose Sharks.
Well, they expect great things of him as the sign in the corner. We'll get to that in a moment. Here's Ragnarsson in behind his goal. Now slides the pass ahead. It's out to center ice. Doan goes after it there for Winnipeg. Can't quite reach it. Now it's put back, and Ozolinsh has it for San Jose. Ozolinsh approached by Doan. Looks on the right side for Shepherd. He tried to get it to Janney. That was knocked down. King fires it back in. And going back to get it is Ragnarsson. The Sharks got away. Here's Ozolinsh. He works his way out to center ice with Shepherd to his right. Dropped it off to Peltonen. Dumped in on the Jet and kicked away by Habibulin out to center ice. Shepherd knocked off the puck by Doan. Doan knocks it all away, and that'll be icing against Winnipeg.
Scratches for the San Jose Sharks. Ray Whitney is an unexpected scratch, a prolific scorer. He's not in the lineup. Tom Peterson is hurt. He's out for at least another week. Dodie Wood, matter of numbers for the Jets. Zhamnov actually skated this morning, and that problem's turning one way, but he looked all right, and he should be back, I would think, within a week or so.
Well, they expect after the 2 games on the road that are following this one.
Let's hope Dallas Drake still nursing that sore shoulder, and Jason Stoig a matter of numbers.
So in other words, Zhamnov should be back in time for the 3-game homestand. Here's Shannon. Darren Shannon in his own zone, sends it up high over center ice. It's knocked down. Loose puck, knocked free, and now the Sharks start back. Here's Friesen on the move, in over the Jet line, trying to work his way through. He can't. It's sent back to the line. Now Sikora, shot, knocked down in front, and poked in behind. Darren Shannon tried it around for Olczyk. Eddie O flips it out to center ice, and Dahlin with it there, dumps it back in. Wilkinson deep to pick it up for Winnipeg. The former Shark sends it around to the boards. Darren Shannon with it there at center. He knocks it ahead. Back into the Shark zone, and it's sent ahead. Jason Moore, his pass to Odgers. Odgers goes outside, looks back at Moore, feeds him. Just too far. Moore in deep now, puts it behind the net. A centering effort. It goes into the corner. Quint trying to clear. He can't. It's stopped. Dumped back in. Now Korolev gives it a try. He can't get by Big Dave Brown. Puck in behind. Kevin Miller trying to center it. Now Odgers fighting Manson for it. Odgers takes it along the boards. Odgers watched by Olczyk. Puck goes out to center ice, and with it there is Moore. Moore dumps it into the Jet corner. Back for it goes Korolev. Korolev dropped it to Manson. No score. 3.5 gone in the opening period as Dave Manson brings it out. A pass to Solani off him. Moore gets it ahead to Miller. Miller tried to dump it in. That was cleared. Here's Tkachuk back with Solani, who takes the pass. Solani to Korolev, a shot. Rebound. And Tkachuk's shot just rolled wide off Herbe. Here's Solani. Works it along the board. Solani tried it back for Korolev. It goes to the point. Newman and shot. Deflected by Tkachuk. Here's Korolev. Out for Solani. Pass broken up. Now it goes to the corner. Solani didn't see it. Puts it back in behind the net. Korolev. 7 goals on the season. Here's Korolev in front. Solani poked it out of the air and wide of an open net. Here's Solani again. In front. They score! Darren Turcotte makes it 1-0 Winnipeg.
Good pressure by the Winnipeg Jets and a smart line change. Darren Turcotte came off, and with the pressure still on, Darren Turcotte came off the bench to take Keith Tkachuk's spot. And good pressure by Solani and Korolev. The puck comes out. Turcotte's right there, off the bench, off the post, behind Artur Zerbe. Nobody picks up Turcotte. He goes right to the front of the net, and Teemu Solani banks it off the goaltender right to Turcotte. No problem.
Puck goes back into Jet territory. With it there is Newman. 1-0 to Jets lead. Newman's pass goes out to center ice. Janney dumps it back in. Daryl Shannon gives it a try now for Winnipeg. Puts it on the right side. Turcotte missed the pass. It goes to King. The captain of the Jets fires it in. Ragnarsson beaten to it by Turcotte. Down deep into the corner. It's in behind the net. Doan is checked. And starting away, Shepard. He gets to center ice. Shepard makes a move going in. And Newman takes it away from him. Newman's pass. That goes ahead to Doan. On the left side to King. Looks ahead for Turcotte. Turcotte trying to break it back. And rebound King. He picked it up and put it wide. King centers. And with it now is Janney. Back for San Jose to center ice. Janney gets to the line. He's checked. King looks ahead. It's taken now. In over the line. Here's the shot. And it went wide. As the Jets move down, Ronan took the shot. It's along the boards back. Now Gunas fires it wide. Ragnarsson. Gillen after him. It's into the blue line. Fired back in. Ronan goes after it in the corner. Ozolinsh knocked him off. The puck gets it over to Ragnarsson. Ahead to Janney. Janney looked at Shepard. He's covered. And Janney dumps it in. Back to get it for the Winnipeg Jets is Stuart Malgunas. Ahead for big Jim McKenzie. Center ice. He's overtaken there. Puck goes back into the Jet zone. Or into the San Jose show zone. And the Sharks start away. It's taken out to center ice. In across the line. Dolan throws it rink wide. Solani goes after it. Solani in the corner. Pushing there with Radji. Puck in behind the net. Sent back toward the blue line. Radji holds it in. Dumps it in behind the net. Now Gunas trying to clear. He can't. Puck goes free. Here's the quick shot. Taken from the angle by Friesen. Now Friesen in behind the Dolan. Dolan trying to get by Tkachuk. Works his way in front. Tkachuk is going to get a penalty. And play is called. So it's 1-0 Jets. This is your Molson telecast.
Hi, I'm Gerald Wilcox. As you may know, I play a little football here in Manitoba. I've realized to be the best at what you do, to be a true professional and winner, requires a lot of hard work and dedication. And a real competitive attitude sure doesn't hurt. You know who's got it, don't you?
You got it, Park Pontiac.
The difference is, you got it, the people at Park Pontiac.
This just might be the biggest score in hockey. The Molson Canadian $1 Million Dream Team Match and Win Contest. Draft the greatest legends of the game, and you could win $1 million. See details in specially marked cases of Molson Canadian. Now at a special price. For no purchase entry, call 1-800-665-7661. Enter now. Avoid the rush.
Watch Sportsline and match my all-time hockey dream team. If you match my team exactly, you could walk away with a cool $1 million or have a chance to win $5,000 just for playing.
1-0 Jets. We have a winner on our Safeway Score and Win. Margaret Glennie entered a ballot which included a label from Heinz Ketchup. As a result, Margaret, you won a set of Dirt Devil vacuums from Royal Appliance. The Jets a man short. Keith Tkachuk was out for cross-checking at 6:20. The Jets dump it all the way down the ice. Ragnarsson and Ozolinsh back at the points on the power play. Janney is up front with Shepard and Pelton in the power play for the Sharks. Now it's driven into the Jet zone. Back forward, Darren Shannon puts it in behind the net for Newman. Newman in the crowd. Pelton trying to kick it loose. Moving in from the point. Ragnarsson trying it for Janney. Hopped over his stick. Loose puck grabbed by Manson. He's got some time. Moves it to center and dumps it the distance. Ragnarsson goes back to get it. 1:20 left in the penalty to Tkachuk. 1-0 the Jets lead in the first. Here's Janney. His pass to Ozolinsh. He's checked. Loose puck grabbed by Ronan, and he dumps it all the way down the ice. Ronan goes after it quickly. Herbe, not the most gifted puck handler, manages to flip it over to Ragnarsson.
Off the side of the net, he almost flipped it into his own net.
Here's Dahlin for Ozolinsh. Back to Dahlin. Dahlin gains the Jet line, puts it over to Janney. Janney puts it in front. That's grabbed by Turcotte and dumped away. Here's Big Rathje. He's checked by Turcotte. Rathje reaches for it. Turcotte gets to it. Quick shot. A tough shot for Turcotte. Herbe grabbed it, but some good work by the Jet penalty killing brigade and some sloppy work by the Sharks.
Mike Rathje, last man back, tried to beat Darren Turcotte, and Turcotte made a little circle, or Rathje wouldn't have been able to catch him. Getting back to Turcotte's goal, it's great to see an unselfish line change. Keith Tkachuk was in, the line was forcing the play, and he made the change with the puck deep in the offensive zone. Turcotte off the bench, scores the goal. A lot of times you see players, the only time they come off is when they're scrambling, coming back on defense. Tkachuk with a good unselfish line change. Turcotte gets the goal.
Fourth of the year for Darren Turcotte. Solani and Korolev drew the assists. 41 seconds left in the penalty to Keith Tkachuk. Puck is in the San Jose zone. And working with it is Sikora to center. Dumps it into the Jet zone. Avapulin puts it into the corner. Dahlin knocks it down against Newman. Dahlin looks back. Tries to feed Rathje at the point. Rathje does get it. Slides it along the line. Dumps it in. Newman takes it and dumps it away. 12 seconds left in that penalty to Tkachuk. Here's Rathje. He comes straight up slowly to center ice. Dumps it into the Jet zone. Avapulin kicks it to Wilkinson. Wilkinson trying to clear it. Stopped at the point. Loose puck in front. Dahlin swats at it. Can't get to it. Tkachuk out of the penalty box. He starts away. Gets to center with Solani and Korolev. Here's Tkachuk over to Korolev. Korolev takes it in behind the net. He throws it in front. That one off Dahlin. And Herbe covers up. 1-0. The Jets have looked the better of the two teams to this juncture.
Today's world of beers, Molson Special Dries in a world all its own.
Now get a 28-point winter inspection, oil, lube, and filter, tire rotation, and a 4-liter jug of washer fluid, all for just $24.99, only at Canadian Tire.
Pressure, as you said, Kurt, by the Winnipeg Jets. They're out shooting the Sharks 7-2, even though they killed a penalty. And this line of Tkachuk, Korolev, and Solani has played very well, had the pressure on the entire time.
Solani drops back to the point for the face-off, and Darren Quint moves up to the right side. It goes back to Solani. He lets the shot go. That was blocked. Puck goes into the corner. Kite trying to clear it. Kite in behind his goal. Pokes it to the other corner. Solani with it there. Solani bumps. Kite now puts it back. Quint shot. Gloved and held by Arturs Herbe.
Good face-off by Keith Tkachuk to get the puck back to Solani. Barry Simpson really wondered about his defensive coverage in the Anaheim game, especially killing penalties. When you're playing against Anaheim, Paul Kariya, obviously the most dangerous guy on that team, and he was wide open for a power play goal, and they ran the films, he and Randy Carlyle, a few times, and Perry Fern, still couldn't figure out why Paul Kariya was so wide open.
Now the Sharks dump it down the ice. Solani goes back for it. Solani's pass from Manson. Not much on it. Manson has to hurriedly put it into the corner. Now it goes Korolev to Manson. 1-0. The Jets lead in the first. Lead pass to center ice. Here's Solani. Solani checked by Baker. Quint follows up. The rookie dumps it in. Herbe leaves it behind the net for Jason Moore. He sends it up the right side of center ice. Taken there by Donovan. Donovan got off by Manson. Puck rolls to the corner. Tkachuk against Baker. Hold on. They hold it in against the boards. As Rod Schick looks on, finally whistles it down.
They're talking about the interference penalties, and Rob Schick obviously is not going to call many of the obstruction interference calls, and I think that's what the players are really wondering about, whether it has eased off or whether it is just officials on their own, what they decide. But the players want consistency. If they're going to call all those little interference penalties that they let go all last year, let it go. Let everybody know, well, okay, this is what we can do, but don't go game to game where you don't know what you're going to be called.
Well, it's not being called near as much as it was back the first week or so of the season. Here's King, puts it ahead, the Jets a 2-on-1. With it is Turcotte with Gillen. Newman and joins in. Turcotte shot! Newman in the rebound, and it's covered up on by Herbe. Quick break for the Jets.
And they ended up getting 3 shots on that, as Darren Turcotte wanted to pass it to Randy Gillen, but it was played so well, the 2-on-1 by Herbe and Sandis Ozolinsh, that Turcotte had to take the original shot from the bad angle, but then the Jets had 2 bangs at a rebound. Ozolinsh gets caught up, and it's his partner who plays it. Turcotte takes the original shot. Ragnarsson's back. There's the second shot, and then Turcotte had another bang at it. Teppo Newman jumped in to have the second shot, and Arturs Herbe keeping this game close.
Now off the draw, the puck goes over along the boards. Rafchi trying to clear it. Stopped by Daryl Shannon. He puts it in. And it's taken there by Sikora. Chased by Doan. Back to defenseman Rafchi. Rafchi's lead pass too far for Janney. That goes right down on Habibulin. He gets it to the blue line. Shepard centers it. Daryl Shannon trying to clear. Can't. Shepard puts it in front again. And it's dragged away by Turcotte. Ahead to center ice Doan. Right side, King. King manages to get by a check. King trying to cut in. Penalty coming up to the San Jose Sharks.
And here's an interference call on Mike Rathje as he tried to pin Chris King. It's a hooking call, and it's not on Rathje. I thought they were going to get Rathje for the penalty, but it's Sikora in front who ends up taking the hooking call.
So we get a look at the Winnipeg Jet power play for the first time tonight. The San Jose Sharks, the worst penalty killing team in the league. 71% proficiency. Jets send out Tkachuk, Solani, Korolev, Quint, and Manson. Face off in the circle left of Herbe. Tkachuk wins it. Back to Manson. Manson gives to Korolev. Korolev to Tkachuk to Manson. His shot deflected. They score! It was deflected en route and did get in across the goal line. So it's 2-0 Winnipeg.
Korolev, I think, will get credit for the goal. Korolev was standing beside the net. It was deflected twice and in behind Arturs Herbe. Keith Tkachuk has been killing the San Jose Sharks on faceoffs. And again, right from the faceoff, it goes back, and the Jets have control. The little wrist shot, good wrist shot, tipped in front. And then in off a skate, it might have hit Jim Kite's skate as he was taking Korolev. It does. It hit Kite's skate and then just trickles by the tip in front. And then it banged off Kite's skate and in. Good quick wrist shot by Dave Manson. He didn't take too much time, just snapped it towards the net, tipped in front and in.
So it's 2-0 Winnipeg. Both clubs at full strength. Olczyk dumps it in. Back to get it, Sikora. He puts it around on the boards. That goes all the way down the ice. Jets had a 2-goal lead when these pumps last met last week in Winnipeg. The Sharks came back to tie it. Solani redirected that shot. Solani from Manson and Kachuk on the power play, the official on that goal at 10:35. Now the puck is dumped up and out of play. So the Jets jump out to a 2-0 lead. They've outshot the Sharks 12-2.
Play Safeway Score and Win. When the Jets score on CKND, you could win an IBM Aptiva multimedia computer, a GE Spacemaker 2 microwave oven, Dirt Devils MVP and Dust Devil from Royal Appliance, or $300 in MasterCard Travelers checks from the Bank of Montreal. You could also win a trip for two to Mazatlan, Mexico, courtesy of Canadian Holidays, Canada's largest vacation company. Safeway's participating products, Yoplait yogurt, and Safeway Select Indulgence cookies. Score and win at Safeway, today's better way.
You're a driver. You love sleek styling that slices the wind. You love the adrenaline rush of a powerful V6 engine. You love the authority of ABS brakes. But you also buy toilet paper in the bulk pack. The 95 Transport. It may be a minivan, but it's built for drivers.
Now, for the time being, at least, Timo Solani credited with that goal. And that means Norma Brown is our next lucky winner in our Safeway Score and Win contest. Norma's been into the Bugles again by including a General Mills Bugles proof of purchase and entering at Safeway. Norma, you've won $300 in MasterCard Travelers checks from the Bank of Montreal. 2-0 the Jets lead. Puck is down in the San Jose zone, and it's brought away by Big Dave Brown. The center ice long shot wide. It's kicked loose, now grabbed, and the Jets' McKenzie starts away. He moves out to center, 3-on-2. McKenzie over the line with Ronan. He tried to feed Ronan in front. He was tied up. Puck goes loose, and it's turned around and brought back by Kevin Miller. Center ice, dumped into Jet territory. Manson will go back to get it. 8:10 left in the opening period. Manson, right side. Gillen, center ice. Gillen again, in over the line. Now lets it go. Herbe the save, and it wound up beneath his skates. You know, the Jets are getting an awful lot of 3-on-2s. It doesn't look as though the Sharks are all that interested in getting back.
Shots on goal are 13-2 at this point for the Winnipeg Jets, and that one by Randy Gillen almost went in. Teemu Solani tipped that puck on the shot by Dave Manson well out in front of Archer Zerbe, and it was going to go wide. Hit Jim Kite, went in, and that's why Solani gets credit from Manson, and Keith Kachuk made the play along the boards, so he also gets an assist. It'll be a long night if the Sharks keep playing like this for Archer Zerbe.
Here's a long shot from outside the line, and it's whistled offside.
And a good up-tempo start for the Winnipeg Jets by all of their forward lines. They've really forechecked well and kept the pressure on.
Jamie Baker, who's been out opposite Keith Kachuk this entire first period, wins that face-off against Kachuk. It goes to Moore. Moore for Kite. He's checked. Here's Solani to Kachuk. Solani, Kachuk. He scored! Oh, they made that look like a playground. They're back and forth all the way in. It's 3-0 Winnipeg.
Playgrounder, I like that line. Last man back for the Sharks again. We mentioned it earlier when Mike Rathje did it. You cough that puck up and you're the last man back. You're just asking for trouble. Make that quick play, but instead, the Sharks fool around with it. Last man back. There he is, last man back. Instead of making a play, Solani to Kachuk. Does he touch it? Solani back to Kachuk, and I'm surprised the Sharks didn't complain about a hand pass on that play. But as you said, Kurt, the playground play, and Archer Zerbe goes for the Solani shot, and Solani just tipped it back to Keith Kachuk.
Now here's Solani, already 3 points on a night, but it's offside. So we could have a big night and score and win. Our next lucky winner is Debbie Sandeman of Winnipeg. Debbie entered score and win at Safeway along with a proof of purchase from Ragu Sauces. Congratulations, Debbie. You've won a GE Spacemaker 2 microwave oven. Now Quint dumps it into the San Jose zone. It's in behind the net. Jason Moore out of Souris, Manitoba. Takes a look. Steps in front. Dumps it out over center ice. Solani is back. Gives it to Manson. Back to Solani. He's checked. It's taken down deep. Donovan puts it wide. Balloon goes after it. Balloon flips it deep. It's picked up there by Tkachuk. Tkachuk trying to work his way out. Quint with it. Round over to Manson. Manson approached by Balloon. It goes ahead to Korolev. He sends it to center ice to Solani. Solani waits. Tkachuk goes for the change. The puck goes to Quint. His shot. And Irbe grabs and holds.
And a penalty coming up to Jim Kite for cross-checking after that shot, and the Jets will go on the power play.
That goal by Keith Tkachuk was his 4th. It's only his 6th game.
Kevin Constantine looks on. Quint takes the shot, and then Jim Kite, the cross-check high. And that's called by Rob Schick. And the Winnipeg Jets get the face-off deep in the zone, are 1-for-1 on the power play already tonight.
This time they send out Eastwood between Shannon, Darren Shannon, and Olczyk. Newman in his back with Turcotte. Puck in behind the net. Eastwood gets it to Shannon. Shannon against Radke. Olczyk trying to dig it out. He does. Back to the point. Turcotte. Turcotte shot redirected. In behind the net it goes to Shannon. Shannon against Radke. Olczyk moves in, gets it over to Eastwood. Eastwood back to the point. Newman puts it in deep. Radke will pick it up. And he dumps it all the way down the ice. 1.5 minutes left in the penalty to big Jim Kite. 3-0. The Jets lead. 6:18 left in the opening period. Out at center now is Eastwood. Eastwood got some help from a pick by Darren Shannon, but that did not escape the view of referee Schick, so Shannon goes to the penalty box.
That would have been a penalty last year, that obstruction interference one. Darren Shannon coming across the blue line, trying to create some open ice. As you called it, the pick play, which basketball in Canada, the Naismith Cup in Winnipeg last week. There was a perfect basketball pick play called interference.
So it'll be 4-on-4 for 1 minute and 18 seconds, and then the Sharks stand to gain a man advantage. Tkachuk against Baker. Now Solani takes it back into his own zone. In behind the net, Solani to Quint. Back over to Manson. Manson to Quint. Up the right side, Tkachuk. Tkachuk knows it's there somewhere. Now he's got it. He's checked. Quint gives it to Manson. Manson with Solani in the middle. Manson's long shot kicked away by Herbe. Ragnarsson goes after it. Tkachuk runs into Ragnarsson. Puck goes free. Herbe gives to Ozolinsh. Ozolinsh approached by Solani. Sends it to the corner. Goes after it himself. Ahead now to Janney. Janney to Friesen. Now it's sent all the way down the ice by the Sharks. After it is Ozolinsh. Quint cuts him off behind the net. Quint and Ozolinsh battle for it. Quint gets it around to Solani. Ahead now for Eastwood. Eastwood at center. Stops. Solani replaced by Turcotte. Daryl Shannon gives it to Newman. Back to Daryl Shannon. In 14 seconds, the Sharks will have the man advantage. Newman dumps it in. Ozolinsh goes back. 5 minutes left in the opening period. 3-0 Winnipeg. Here's Janney. Out to center. Janney gets up to the jet line. Moves along the line. Here's Janney. Lets it go. Kicked away. Kite is out of the penalty box. The Sharks with the man advantage. Here's Ozolinsh. In behind the net for Janney. Janney trying to feed Shepard. Janney out in front. It's taken there by Eastwood, and he feathers it all the way down.
Janney with a good chance, and Nikolai Habibulin has been sitting back there watching for a good 12 minutes. Made that save and made it look easy.
Here's Radke. 17 seconds left in the penalty to Shannon. Gets to center ice, dumps it in. Newman goes after it. Shepard kicks at it. Ronan gets it ahead to Gillen. Gillen knocks it down the ice, gives chase. Here's Gillen with Ronan. In over the line. Gillen shot. He hit the goal post. Hits in behind the net, and with it is Radke. He puts it up the left side to Dahlin. Dahlin dumps it in. Back forward is Manson. Manson dumps it out to center. And with it there is Baker. He fires it in. Ababulin leaves it there from Manson. Manson swings by a check. Gets it out to center ice. Stopped in the center ice area. And it's dumped back in by Kite. Newman. Baker goes after him. The puck goes free to Falloon. Falloon against Kachuk. It's in behind to Donovan. Donovan bothered by Manson. Leaves it there for Baker. Baker centers. It goes off a skate. Falloon in the corner. Jets back at full strength. Falloon spinning. Still has it. Here's Falloon's pass. Gets it back again. To the point more. Dumped in behind the net. Falloon. Falloon centers. And McKenzie is there to dump it all the way down. That'll be icing against the Winnipeg Jets. So 3:13 left in the opening period. It's 3-0. The Jets leading at San Jose.
Don, you're too shy. You've got to open up.
Is that right?
Be your own man. Loosen your collar.
Hey, easy on the collars.
Stir things up.
I'll stir you up, sweetie.
You always get everything backwards, so try eating your pizza crust first.
Crust first?
Now in Canada, stuffed crust pizza from Pizza Hut with a ring of processed cheese baked into a new thinner crust. You'll want to eat it the wrong way. Crust first. Large up to 2 toppings, $16.49.
That's a cheesy tie.
Don't press your luck.
Family time is quality time. That's why the North American-built Toyota Corolla was created. To give your family the best in craftsmanship and design. Advanced safety features and Toyota reliability inspire confidence. Attention to detail and comfort surround you. Is it any wonder the Toyota Corolla is the best-selling family car in the world?
Stay tuned to CKND, Winnipeg TV in the first intermission as Joe Pascucci and Kerry Wilson will analyze what's happened here in the first. A great period for the Jets. Also be a feature on puck handling, which involves goaltender Tim Cheveldae. Now the puck at center ice. Felton dumps it down into the Jet corner. Goes after it himself. Puts it out in front. Hababulin was looking the other way, but King was quick to pounce and take it away for Winnipeg. He gets it across the line. He shot. The save by Herbe. It's kicked away. And now starting slowly with it is Pelton into center ice. Dumps it into the Jet zone. After it is Wilkinson along with Friesen. Wilkinson pokes it ahead. Doan can't get it out. Back in behind is Friesen. Friesen centers it. And he goes outside the zone all the way back to center. Ragnarsson to Ozelin. Back again to Ragnarsson. His lead pass on the right side. Pelton in. Dumps it into the Jet zone. Hababulin leaves for Quint. Quint gives to Eastwood. He sends it all the way down. Ratchie goes back to get it. 2 minutes, just over 2 minutes left in the opening period. Jets lead at 3-0 and goals by Turcotte, Solani, and Kachuk. Here's Janney. Gets it over the line. Flips it in deep. Miller trying to center. He does. Here's Ratchie. Shot. It's in front. Loose puck. Quick shot over top. Miller a shot. And a save by Hababulin. So the Sharks beginning to create some chances.
And a big save at a key time for Nikolai Hababulin. Period dominated by the Jets. They don't want to give the Sharks any life late in the period. And Hababulin comes up with his best saves of the period. Terry Simpson wants a line change. Not very good coverage as Ratchie was wide open on the far point. Had the original shot that Hababulin made the save on, and Nikolai, with those good quick reactions, got up, came across, and made the second save.
San Jose has been a come-from-behind club early in the season. They've managed to come from behind and tie on 3 occasions, but still haven't managed to win. But in 5 of the 6 games they've been involved in, the difference has been 1 goal or less.
I think that really matters. You think he's saying, oh, well, we've only lost by 1 goal?
I don't think he'd be happy at Christmas.
No, I don't think so.
Puck goes back to Curry. They shot wide. Now Korolev looks in the middle. Solani a breakaway. In goes Timo Solani. He scores! Solani having a huge first period. 2 goals, 2 assists. The Jets lead it 4-0.
And how big was that save, Hababulin, to start this play? Terry Simpson makes the line change, and then Igor Korolev with the perfect pass to Teemu Selanne. As we look at Wade Flaherty, it's 4-0. Do you think we'll have a goalie change with 1:39 left? They'll probably wait till the start of the next period. What a perfect pass. Korolev to Selanne by Jason Moore, fakes the shot, freezes the goaltender, goes to the backhand, up and over. No chance for Archer Zerbe.
Assisted by number 23, Igor Korolev at 18:21.
18-21, 4-0. The Jets lead. Now Quint dumps it in. Back to get it is Moore. Selanne trying to dig it out. Moore has it. Sends it around to the board. Stopped at the point by Quint. Quint dumps it in. It goes out to Baker. Baker sends it to center. Kachuk in the center ice area. Now it's picked up. Selanne dumps it in. Korolev gives chase. Hervé behind the goal. Gives to Friesen. Around the boards to Kite. Turcotte moves in. Turcotte against Kite into the last minute of a long first period for the San Jose Sharks. Now Donovan puts it into center ice. Here's Friesen. Friesen's shot. He puts it wide. Friesen's had some jump in his first period. He didn't play the last two games. Now Manson dumps it out to center ice. Knocked down by Ragnarsson. He flips it back into the Jets zone, and going to get it is Manson. Manson gets it to the blue line. Stopped by Zelich's shot. Deflected wide. Here's Turcotte. Turcotte along the boards. Tied up, four of them battle for it. Dahlin, Newman and join in. Puck goes free. Here's Ragnarsson. Ragnarsson spins. And it's just to keep it in. Now it's brought away by the Jets. Lead pass to Turcotte, trying to beat Ozolich. Turcotte put it over top. Ragnarsson and King collide. King centers it. Loose puck. And Hervé pounces and covers up. Time once again to find our Safeway score and win. And on the fourth goal, the Jets scored by Teemu Selanne. Gerald Labossiere of LaSalle is the winner by including a Chef Boyardee pasta, proof of purchase, and entering score and win at Safeway. Gerald, you've won a Texas Instruments personal organizer.
And we don't get to see winners in the hat trick contest very often, but Teemu Selanne has two already, and you can bring me along on that trip when whoever wins. Just give me a call, I'll go along.
Puck goes back, here's Quint. Now it goes out to Ray Shepard, and that runs out the first period.
I would say the best period of hockey for the Winnipeg Jets all season long. Shots on goal, 18-5. And they're booing the San Jose Sharks, but give the Winnipeg Jets credit. They came out skating, everybody up front, defense, good separation up, and good goaltending. An all-round great first period for the Winnipeg Jets.
So, Kerry Wilson and Joe Pascucci are standing by. It's 4-0. The Jets lead after one in San Jose.
Children dreaming of bright tomorrows, moving toward their dreams. Reading is the key that unlocks the future and gives children the ability to grow. We're the public school teachers of Manitoba, and because reading at home is essential to children's success, we've prepared the Literacy for Life Home Reading Guide. It's a booklet that can help you encourage your child to read at home. Help both of you achieve your dreams. For your free copy, call us.
You are about to behold a remarkable feat of modern magic. This man is going to cut his energy bill for drying the laundry by 54%. Watch carefully. The secret is natural gas. Not only do natural gas dryers save you money, the moist, even heat dries your clothes gently and reduces static cling. Performance on command. Come home to natural gas.
Buy an award-winning Ski-Doo snowmobile now. With no money down, no interest or payments until '96. Plus, get a free year of the best extended service. What are you waiting for? It's the Ski-Doo Super Celebration. Going on now.
See your Manitoba Saskatchewan Ski-Doo Association dealer or call 1-800-9-SKI-DOO.
Our advice to those thinking of offering advice to a Bonneville driver. Don't. Pontiac Bonneville, built for drivers.
Two goals by Teemu Selanne, and Selanne assists on the other ones by Darren Turcotte and Keith Tkachuk. The Jets leading the San Jose Sharks 4-0 after the first period of play in San Jose. And Kerry Wilson, just like we said off the top, nothing wrong with the way Teemu Selanne's been playing.
Well, he has certainly caught on fire here, Joe, and it's nice to see. It's nice to see Teemu playing that way. It's nice to see the whole team really coming on. They've had a very solid period. They're skating hard. They're getting on the loose pucks. They're winning the battles. They're doing just the things that a team needs to do to win on the road, and that's indicative of the score.
Big move Terry Simpson made before the game was put Keith Tkachuk on the line with Selanne and Korolev, and boy, did it pay off in that first period and the first goal.
Well, the first goal, Keith Tkachuk is the big answer here. Selanne drops it back. There's the shot. Tkachuk gets right in there and jumps on the rebound. That coughs up a loose puck, and that initiates this whole play. Keeps the puck in. Otherwise, Urbe would have covered it up. Here, the Jets continue to work the puck around very well. They keep the pressure on. Tkachuk goes off and changes on this play, a very unselfish play on Tkachuk's part, and you'll end up seeing that Turcotte comes in on the change, jumps in on the rebound. But really, Keith Tkachuk deserves a lot of credit here for that tenacious effort getting in. As you see, the Jets work it around extremely well. About 25 seconds there, there's Turcotte jumping on the rebound. Just an excellent play.
Yeah, and as you pointed out, good play by Keith Tkachuk. He was tired, went off the ice, as you're supposed to do, and you normally don't do that in those situations, though. Teemu Selanne then scored on the power play, tipping the point shot from Manson, and then it was Selanne again setting up Keith Tkachuk to give the Jets a 3-0 lead, and this was a kind of a vintage play between these two players.
Well, it was a good start with them coughing up or capitalizing on the mistake by the Sharks here. Teemu Selanne is in good position. He comes in, pokes the puck off of the defenseman. Tkachuk picks it up. A good play, Selanne over to Tkachuk, open net, and they just bang it in. Just a very good capitalizing on that Shark, coughing the puck up at the blue line.
Okay, and speaking about vintage, Selanne's second goal of the period, bringing back memories of his rookie season in which he scored 76 goals, and we saw this move a few times during his rookie season. He just sold Artur Zerbe.
Well, it was just that, vintage Selanne. He reads the play early on, and he knows that the puck, Korolev gets it along the boards. He can smell this right now. He's racing up the middle. He's got great speed, gets it from Korolev, and I think he's got his move picked out all the way here. It goes to the backhand, puts it right up top after freezing Urbe down. I mean, a great play by Teemu Selanne.
You know, the big difference in this road game by the Winnipeg Jets and the one that we first televised against the New York Rangers, the Jets were skating in that first period.
Well, they came out like they were a team that hasn't won a road game yet. They were hungry. It's just been amazing how much they've had the jump. They've got some real zip in their legs tonight. They're using the skating. They're winning the battles along the boards, and that's been the big difference. They've had the majority of the control of the puck that whole period. I think it shows on the shot board itself.
Right, and the San Jose Sharks are playing like a team that hasn't won a game all season, and they haven't. Thank you very much, Kerry Wilson. Talk to you in the second intermission. Coming up next, we'll continue our hockey telecast as we'll go between periods. The Jets leading the San Jose Sharks after one period 4-0.
And welcome back to the McDonald's Cup. As the Muppets take the ice, the All-Stars are way ahead.
Oh, no, the door's jammed.
Hey, man, they just scored again.
What can we do?
Play NHL Muppet Mania at McDonald's today, and you can win great prizes, like one of 50 all-new 1996 Ford Taurus or Mercury Sable vehicles, Bauer inline skates, Nestle Crunch Bars, or $100,000 cash instantly.
No more Miss Nice Pig. Give me a boost. Here we go. You lucky sorry. Come on.
Play NHL Muppet Mania at McDonald's today.
In my country, there are lineups for everything. Bread, sausage, even hockey tickets. In Canada, they give you the sausage and the bread, and you can phone for hockey tickets.
Join the party and make this a season to remember.
What you looking? It's a Pontiac Sunfire sedan, 15230. Catch it only at your Pontiac dealers.
You are about to witness a virtuoso performance by a gifted artist. He has chosen a classic instrument, one that gives him precision control over his art and responds instantly to the touch. Great chefs around the world prefer natural gas ranges and cooktops for precision control and instant on, instant off response. Performance on command. Come home to natural gas.
Promotional consideration provided by...
No matter what you drive, and no matter when you drive it, from extreme cold to extreme heat, count on Delco batteries, dependable power.
We are between periods of the game between the Jets and the Sharks, and I'm sure some voters went to the polls tonight with the Jets on their mind, maybe cast their vote based on the events of last summer. Last week, Jets president Barry Shankrow completed an agreement to sell the team to Richard Burke and Stephen Gluckstern for over $90 million Canadian. Now, the fans have certainly expressed their feelings about this Jets season to remember, those who have showed up, and certainly those who haven't. Well, so have the players.
You're a driver. You love sleek styling that slices the wind. You love the adrenaline rush of a powerful V6 engine. You love the authority of ABS brakes. But you also buy toilet paper in the bulk pack.
The 95 Transport. It may be a minivan, but it's built for drivers.
The 1995 Wolf Sculptures Collection, the Aquatic Series. A tribute to the haunting splendor and beauty of aquatic wildlife. These magnificent hand-finished stone and marble sculptures have been the best-selling sculptures in Canada since 1975. And the 95 collection is already valued in excess of $50 a set. But they are yours to collect with a fill at Domo for only 99 cents or less per sculpture. At Domo, we jump to the pump for you.
Play Safeway Score and Win. When the Jets score on CKND, you could win a set of quality appliances from Tefal, a 20-piece set of Mikasa fine china in the Currents pattern, a Gold Star Start Touch 2 VCR, or a Texas Instruments personal organizer. You could also win a trip or two to Mazatlan, Mexico, courtesy of Canadian Holidays, Canada's largest vacation company. Safeway's participating products, Heinz Ketchup, and Orville Redenbacher microwave popping corn. Score and win at Safeway, today's better way.
A cop with a style all his own.
Let her go slide.
A woman with one too many enemies.
So what am I supposed to do?
Figure out who's trying to kill you.
They have 24 hours to find out who wants her dead.
Somebody knows every move we make.
And why.
I don't know how to use a gun.
You ever use a camera? Same principle, point and shoot.
William Baldwin, Cindy Crawford, fair game.
Starts Friday, November 3rd at a theater near you.
Winter's here, and it's time to ask yourself, does your battery have the juice to get you started when you really need it? Do your tires have the traction you need for slippery situations? Only Canadian Tire offers MotoMaster batteries and tires to get you going in any situation. All at the everyday low prices you'd expect from Canada's automotive store. Canadian Tire, there's a lot more for your car for a lot less.
There's a place where legends live. Chevrolet Z34 and Z28 are there. Now you can be there too, because Cavalier Z22 takes you to the Z Zone. Cavalier Z22, only $13,885. Get into the Z Zone at your Chevy dealers.
Molson Jets Hockey on CKND is brought to you in part by MTS, Canadian Tire, Winnipeg Jeep Eagle, 1430 Ellis at Arena Road, and by McDonald's. What you want is what you get at McDonald's today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Darren Millard. As you might have guessed by the late Jets game, there will be no sports line tonight, thus no avenue for a Molson $1 Million Dream Team clue. That's why I'm here. Get your pens ready. Start the VCR, and at a special time, here's your Wednesday clue to Team Millard. Tonight's edition plays with more heart than anyone in the game. Owns a restaurant with Andre Agassi and likes the Jets so much that he takes their pucks home after the game. 20 players make up my team. Pick up a game card and specially mark 18 packs of Molson and play as often as you want. We'll see you again tomorrow night on Sportsline.
So the second period is underway. The Jets with a 4-0 lead over the Sharks here in San Jose. Arantzi along the board. Solani trying to knock it free. It goes to Falloon, and he gets the pass to Baker. Center ice, right side Donovan trying to work through. Tied up there by Manson. Eastwood back in behind the goal. Battling for it. Now Falloon trying to reach. It goes to Korolev, and he knocks it all the way down the ice. Going back to get it is Ragnarsson in behind. And it's icing against Winnipeg. Shots on goal in the first period with the Jets 18, but the Sharks 5. Goals, Turcotte's 4th from Solani and Korolev. Solani's 2nd from Manson and Tkachuk on the power play. Tkachuk's 4th from Solani, and then Solani his 3rd. All 3 of his goals this season have come against San Jose. From Korolev at 18-21, a 4-point first period for the Finnish Flash. Here's Daryl Shannon in behind his goal. Now gets it on the right side to Newman. Back to Shannon on the left side. It goes off the stick of Eastwood. Darren Shannon goes after it. Gives to Eastwood. Ozolink's trying to bat it free. Now Darren Shannon is there. Janney trying to dig it out.
Here we go. Blow the whistle.
Open,
Yeah.
and play has been whistled down. So nothing's going right here in San Jose tonight as far as the Sharks are concerned.
The coolest game on earth. Right out in the hallway. Sandis Ozolink playing the puck in deep. Darren Shannon there. Ozolink hits him, and the gate comes flying open. Whistle alertly blown by Rob Schick.
Here's Janney, works out to center ice. Janney's pass goes to Shepard. It's knocked free, now picked up by Darren Shannon. Trying it for Eastwood. By him, now Ronan gives chase. Ragnarsson will get there first. Puts it ahead for Peltonen. Peltonen's pass to Janney. Janney works to center ice. Dropped it off. Ozolinek gets in across the line. Ozolinek goes wide, puts it in front, and Shepard couldn't get the handle on it. Now lets it go, and it's grabbed and held by Nikolai Habibulin.
Feel a little sorry for Ray Shepard. He arrived here this morning, took the pregame skate with the team. The players were coming over and introducing themselves to him. He hadn't met a lot of them. Ray is our Shepard. We shall not want for goals, but it's going to take Ray Shepard a little while to learn how to play with a Craig Janney. I think they'll be a great combination for the Sharks. Janney's a great passer, and Shepard's a good finisher. But the problem is you have to get used to the timing, and that takes a little while.
Shepard's got the great hands. In fact, it was Tim Shovelday who said when they retire they should put his hands in the Smithsonian. Here's a quick shot that goes wide. Now tight shot. That's knocked down. Puck goes into the corner. It's done it along the boards, a battle for it. Now they collide along the boards and fall. Puck is fought free by King and gets it ahead to Olczyk in over the line. Olczyk shot. That went wide. Puck goes out to Olczyk at center, flips it back into the Shark zone. And going to get it is Kite. Kite puts it across to Moore. Moore's pass out to center ice. It goes all the way back into the Jet zone, and with it there is Manson. Manson fires it down the ice. Moore goes back for it. And that again will be icing against Winnipeg.
Kevin Constantine has done a few strange things this season. He just signed his new contract, a new 3-year deal. He feels more secure, so he brought his own coaches up from Kansas City. Jim Wiley and Mike Kaufman are his new assistant coaches. Sent the other two down, but players like Pat Falloon, Jeff Friesen, Victor Kozlov is now in Kansas City. Their #1 picks have been scratched from games this year. Early in the season, he's trying to get a message to them that they have to work and work hard every day in practice. Here he is talking things over with Pat Falloon.
Constantine and Falloon have kind of a rocky relationship. Now the puck goes back to the blue. Moved in front. Sikora shot. And that's kicked away. Hits him behind the net. Puck goes to the corner. Donovan trying to work it out. Gets it to Baker. Baker takes a look, puts it across the goal mouth, and it's grabbed now and taken away by Gillen with Tkachuk and Solani. Gillen dumps it in. Solani gives chase. Solani knocked it behind the net, and with it is Ratchie. Ratchie's pass right side, center ice. Now it goes out to Miller. Miller just handed it right to Manson, and play has been called on the offside.
John Donovan is one of the younger players who has been in the good graces of Kevin Constantine. Had a good start to the season, 3 goals in his first 2 games, and hasn't had a point since. Look at Mike Ratchie, another first-round pick of the San Jose Sharks. They are huge on defense, the 2nd biggest defense in the National Hockey League, but you wonder about their mobility, and Teemu Selanne has taken advantage of that lack of mobility. You look at Ratchie and Sikora and players like that who are big, strong, but you wonder about their turning ability and playing the one-on-one.
2-line pass, Newman into Eastwood. 4-0. The Jets lead. 3:07 gone in the second period.
This just might be the biggest score in hockey. The Molson Canadian $1 Million Dream Team Match and Win Contest. Draft the greatest legends of the game, and you could win $1 million. See details in specially marked cases of Molson Canadian. Now at a special price. For no purchase entry, call 1-800-665-7661. Enter now. Avoid the rush.
Watch Sportsline and match my all-time hockey dream team. If you match my team exactly, you could walk away with a cool $1 million or have a chance to win $5,000 just for playing.
It's the final conflict. The Manitoba Government Employees Union presents the Blue Bombers and Ottawa Rough Riders Sunday at 2 o'clock. The Big Blue Block Party kicks off at 11:30 with clowns, face painters, Grahams, pony rides, and much more. The first 5,000 people get delicious Hershey candy, and your game ticket makes you eligible for a chance to win a pair of Bose speakers from Inland Audio Visual. There's $500 in cash prizes for the best Halloween costume, and if we reach 26,000 fans, someone wins a new car from the Steinbach Auto Dealers. The Blue Bombers, putting family fun back into football affordably.
Now get a 28-point winter inspection, oil, lube, and filter, tire rotation, and a 4-liter jug of washer fluid, all for just $24.99, only at Canadian Tire.
Janney and Eastwood face off at the jet line. It goes to Ragnarsson. He dumps it in. And going for it, Daryl Shannon. It stopped at the point. Here's the shot by Ozelinch. And now Ronan trying to bat it out. Ragnarsson dumps it right back in. Brought away by Newman. He gets it to center ice, Eastwood. Puts it over the line. Ragnarsson falls. Puck goes free. Eastwood puts it wide. Shepard dumps it all the way down the ice. Newman goes back for it. And that'll be icing against San Jose. You know, Timo Solani having 4 points tonight. It reminds me the Jet record for points in one game is 6. 4 players.
4 players
have done it.
Okay.
I'll tell you who 3 of them are. Dale Howardchuk did it 3 times.
I would guess that, yes.
Willie Lindstrom did it.
Yes.
And so did Thomas Steen.
Yes.
One other Jet has had 6 points in a game. He is in uniform here tonight.
One other Jet has had 6 points in uniform tonight.
And I could give you a clue. It is not Timo Solani. He is not Keith Tkachuk.
And it's not Keith Tkachuk. And he is in uniform tonight. 6 points.
Faceoff goes in a circle to the right of Artur Zerbe. Now it goes to McKenzie. Nor is it Jim McKenzie.
No.
McKenzie and Kite in the corner. Moore is there still to Solani. Solani kicks at it. Takes it along the boards. Puts it back to Wilkinson. He puts it in just wide. He's sent around on the boards. And now with it is Hodgers. Puts it into the middle to Big Brown. Who dumps it into the jet zone. It's in behind the net. And there's going to be a penalty as they battle for it. The penalty will be against the Jets. It's centered. Hodgers shot. Save, rebound, loose. Puck, a scramble. And the whistle sounds.
A holding penalty. Stuart Malgunas is going off for holding. I'm going to say Teppo Numminen. Is that a good guess or not? No, if I get back to the trivia question, Teppo has played a long time. He's an offensive threat.
He has not had a 6-point game.
Teppo
in the
has
NHL.
not had a 6-point game in the NHL. Okay, Teppo's wrong. I'll scratch Teppo off my list. Now you have to give me more time. How many guesses do I get?
Well, you only get 19, but half a bullet and shovel they don't count.
Okay. Stuart Malgunas on Kevin Miller gets the left hand free and then holds the stick. And a couple of good chances. Again, Nikolai Habibula in there to make the save for the Winnipeg Jets.
So the Sharks, who need to get something in order, have the man advantage now. Janney is out with Shepard. And Dahlin. Ragnarsson is back with Ozelinch. And they drop it unfairly.
Now, you said in uniform, not just standing on the bench.
He's playing tonight.
He's playing, okay, because I was going to say Randy Carlyle. And is Randy on the bench? Randy is not on the bench, so that Randy Carlyle would have been a... Is Randy on the bench? No, he's not. So Randy would have been a bad guess anyway.
Yellen and Janney. Yellen wins the draw. It goes to Manson. Manson to Tkachuk. Tkachuk dumps it to center and beyond. And now Gillen is replaced by King. 4-0 the Jets lead. The Sharks have the man advantage. A minute 45 left in the penalty. It's dumped all the way down the ice. Back for it goes Newman. And it's icing against the Shark power play.
I was in Edmonton last week Excuse me, and Ron Lowe was talking about how teams don't respect you when you don't score a lot of goals. And I think we're seeing a little bit of that here. Winnipeg taking some penalties because they know they're having no problem killing off those penalties. And San Jose, with Ray Shepherd just off the plane, trying to fit into their power play, are really having problems.
Gianni against Kachuk to the right of Herbe. Gianni wins it back to Ozolich. A minute 35 left in that penalty to Malgunas. As Ozolich works his way slowly to center. Pumps it into the Jets on. Hababulin puts it into the corner. But play has been whistled down.
And that's offside. The Sharks come down the ice on one rush. It's icing. The next rush down, they're offside. And that was called by Swede Knox. Ulf Dahlin questions the call, but Craig Janney was offside, and he's not going to question the call.
Now a minute 27 left in that penalty. Here's Ragnarsson. Dumps it into the Jet zone. Into the corner, Manson trying to clear it. Stopped at the blue line by Ozolich. He hands it off to Janney. Janney watched by Manson. Puts it in deep for Shepherd. Shepherd backhand. Hababulin kicks it. And then King picks it up and clears it away. Back to get it is Ozolich. Sandis Ozolich comes straight up. Gets to center. Drives it in again. Again, they chase in for it. Manson gets there first. Puts it outside the zone. Puck goes free. Grabbed there by Newman. Newman's pass. That goes off the stick of Ronan. Down deep. Gillen behind the net. Gillen in the corner. Ridden off the puck. And it's taken by Malgunas. He gets it out to center ice to Shepherd. Dumped into the Jet corner. Back to get it. And clearing it all the way down the ice is Neil Wilkinson. 30 seconds left in the Jet penalty. The Sharks have not had any kind of offensive. Here's Ozolich. Gets it to Ragnarsson. He dumps it in. Daryl Shannon goes after it. Can't clear. It's down deep in the corner. With it now is Miller. He puts it kind of in front. And Eastwood dumps it all the way down. They're not happy in San Jose. Eastwood and Friesen battle for it. Now Nazarov is checked by Eastwood. Miller will give it a try. The penalty is over. Here's Ozolich. On the left side, Nazarov. Gets up to the Jet line. Nazarov stops, puts it across. Knocked away by Daryl Shannon to his brother. Darren Shannon brings it to center ice. Puts it over the line. Loose puck. And Eastwood nearly managed to drag it through. Here's Nazarov. Gets it in over the Jet line. Friesen is checked by Solani. Solani moves to center ice, gives it to Korolev, who gains the line. Korolev tried it back for Solani. Following up is Eastwood. Eastwood knocked down by Ratchie. Korolev in front. Solani redirected. It went off his stick and out of play.
Winnipeg Jets looking for their first shot on goal here in the second period. A good chance, and Ratchie knocks Eastwood down. Pass comes across in front. Eastwood is on 1 foot when he's hit by Ratchie. He goes tumbling to the ice. And a good scoring chance created by that hit. Pass came across, and Arthur Zerbe tipped it up and over, and that's why the faceoff is coming deep into the San Jose zone. Getting back to your trivia question, Kurt. Now I have it. Ed Olczyk.
You got it.
There we go.
In his previous stint as a Jet, he had a 6-point night in Calgary.
He used to have some big nights against me. That's why I was thinking, yeah, who's been around that long?
He always had a history of great nights against the Calgary Flames. See if that continues this year.
And I know Kerry Wilson is sitting back saying, well, I had a lot of big nights against John, too. Who didn't have big nights against John?
Face-off in the circle left of the San Jose goal. Here's Solani. Tried the pass to Kachuk. Kachuk was tied up. Now goes for it. Kachuk leaves it there. Picked up by Ratchie. He gives it to Falloon. Falloon puts it up into Jet territory. And back forward is Quint. Quint's pass goes to Manson, knocked out to center ice, and with it there's Sikora. Ratchie. Back to Sikora. Sent up the left side. Quint with it now. Gives to Manson. Puts it up. Ratchie knocks it back. Grabbed by Kachuk. Kachuk gets over the line. Looks for help. Dropped it off. Korolev shot. What? Solani just missed as he had some room on the short side. Here's Kachuk with it now. Gives it to Manson. It hopped over his stick. Manson shot. That was blocked by Baker. And then Baker was cut off by Manson. Donovan slides it back to Baker. It goes to Donovan again. Back to the point, Moore. Moore puts it into the corner. Baker is tripped up by Quint. He embellished it some, and the Sharks will go on the power play when we return.
Reality is, life's no holiday. No sandy beaches, palm trees, and fruity drinks. It's getting up at 5 on a weekend to take your kid to hockey. And it's getting to work, even when it's minus 20 out. In reality, you just try to deal with life the best you can between paychecks. Works best with clothes from Mark's Work Warehouse, because when it comes to winter, you need clothes that work.
2 years ago, Chrysler's award-winning Neon changed the world of subcompact cars forever. And now, during your Chrysler dealer's 1995 Award Winners Clear Out event, you can get the 95 Neon with air conditioning, automatic transmission, dual airbags, and 16-valve 132 horsepower engine, the best in its class. All this and more for just $13,488, but only during the Chrysler dealer's 1995 Award Winners Clear Out event. Test our metal now at your local Chrysler dealer.
Well, they're doing the shark chop, or whatever it is you call it, as they go on the power play. Darren Quick goes off for tripping. Sharks trail 4-0. You pointed out, John, Jets have not registered an official shot on goal here in the second period.
They've had a few chances.
Jenny, Shepard, Dahlin, Ragnarsson, and Ozolinch the power play. With it now is Manson. He dumps it the distance. Going back to get it is Ragnarsson. Ragnarsson comes up the middle. Gets to center. Puts it back to Dahlin. Dahlin gains the line. Puts it out now to Janney. Janney back for Dahlin. Back to Shepard. Down deep now for Dahlin. Dahlin waits. Puts it in behind. Janney looks in front. Lots of crowd. Big shot. Saved by Hababulin. Shepard back for Ragnarsson. Gloves it ahead. Gets it himself. Centered now. Newman. It goes to Shepard. To Janney. Knocked in behind. Dahlin slides it back to Janney. Janney tied up by Manson. Ronan takes it from Shepard. And he dumps it all the way down. Right on. Artur Zerbe. Here's Ozolinch. To Ragnarsson. Ahead for Dahlin. Puts it over the line. Newman goes back to get it. 55 seconds left in the penalty to Darren Quint. 4-0. The Jets lead. Almost 9 minutes into the second period. Ozolinch back. Approached by King. Hits it over to Ragnarsson. Into the middle. Here's Friesen. He can move. Gets it to center ice. Gains the line. Trying to beat Wilkinson outside. He was cut off. Darryl Shannon to Chris King. And he dumps it away.
Jeff Friesen looking for his first point of the year. There again trying a 1-on-3 as he carried the puck over the blue line and ended up in the corner with no place to go.
Here's Ozolinch. Left side. Too far for Peltonen. Peltonen into the corner. It goes to Friesen, to Peltonen. Peltonen looks in front of Nazarov, puts it behind to Friesen. Friesen back to Peltonen, to Ozolinch, bobbled it. Back now, here's the shot. Peltonen save, rebound, hit the goal post. Nazarov backhand at the goal post. Here's King. He gets it outside the zone. And out of the penalty box is Quint. Puck in the center ice area. King kicks at it. Peltonen gets it over, and it's offside to Nazarov.
This power play had potential for the San Jose Sharks. Ray Shepard had a good scoring chance, and Nazarov rattled one off the post on a rebound. Hababulin has been rock solid for the Winnipeg Jets when he's been called upon, especially here in the second period, late in the first, a couple of good saves. The first save, but then he gets in position, and he forces Nazarov to get it up, and when he does, he can't aim it. It goes off the post and right out the other side. Puck is rolling on the rebound. Hababulin makes the original save, a tough save through a screen, and the puck is standing on end. When Nazarov tries to get it up and over the goaltender, he can't direct it, and it goes off the post and out.
Here's Quint with it now. Puts it over to Manson. Ahead for Darren Shannon. His pass broken up.
Now it goes free to Falloon. Falloon out there with Donovan and Baker. Falloon gains the jet line, goes to the outside, cut off by Darren Shannon. Now Kite has it. Kite drives it in. Ababulin leads it there for Manson. Abe Manson starts out. Gets to center, puts it on the left side for Eastwood. To Darren Shannon, shot, rebound. That's poked back to the line. Manson's drive, kicked away. Here's Eastwood. Eastwood looks back at Ronan, trying to feed him the puck. Ronan has to go get it. Ronan puts it back into Eastwood, and Kite. Puck pops free. Herbe hands to Falloon. He puts it on the right side. Donovan at center. Up to the jet line, working against Daryl Shannon. His shot blocked by Hababulin. Into the corner. Daryl Shannon puts it around to Eddie Olczyk. He comes up the left wing. Gets to center ice. Gets up across the line. Trying to beat the defense. Long shot wide. Now Daryl Shannon kicks into the corner. Intended for King. Picked out by Ratchie. He sent it out. Loose puck. King with it. Gets over the line. Dumps it in. And Herbe. Around for Rogers. Cut off by King. In behind the net. Sikora. Gets it ahead to Miller. Miller's pass. Center ice. Taken by Rogers. The captain of the Sharks puts it in. Now Newman trying to get it out. Can't. It goes free to Brown. For Rogers. Had his stick lifted by Tempo Newman. Ratchie dumps it in, and it's called. And it would appear there's going to be a penalty. 8:24 left in the second.
Our advice to those thinking of offering advice to a Bonneville driver. Don't. Pontiac Bonneville, built for drivers.
The nibble that's real in the middle.
The best are back.
Oh, sure. Make me relive the horror.
We're back for another high-flying season of Wings.
I'm not going to miss this.
Tuesday at 7 p.m. on CKND, Winnipeg TV.
You're really going to love it.
In a second intermission, we'll have a news live featuring coverage of the civic election in Winnipeg today, and also Dirt Devil Trivia with Joe and Kerry. Penalty is to Odgers
for boarding on Tempo Newman and a hit from behind. Chris King went over and had words with Odgers, but wisely backed off, so Odgers is off by himself.
Jet power play, Kachuk with Korolev and Solani. Quint is back with Manson. Quint has it now. Jets lead it 4-0. Quint's pass, left side, Kachuk moves it to center, gains the line. Kachuk hooks it into the corner. Ratchie picks it up there. And Ratchie clears it all the way down the ice. Baker goes after it. Hababulin sends it around to Korolev. Korolev puts it into the corner now to Quint. Quint behind his goal. 1:25 left in the penalty to Odgers. Quint, forced by Friesen, has to retreat. Now gets it to Kachuk. Kachuk's pass, left side Manson. He dumps it in. Korolev gives chase. Along with Ratchie. Korolev to Kachuk. Kachuk's pass was wide of Quint. And again, it goes all the way down the ice. Here's the giveaway by Hababulin, and a pot shot. Another shot was taken there by Kevin Miller. And he was unable to find the net. Korolev dumps it in. Solani gives chase. Herbe sends it around. Miller dumps it away. It goes out to center ice and beyond. Baker charges after it. Newman gets there first.
An adventure in puck handling. We saw that feature in the first intermission. There was a prime example. Way out the corner in that cross ice pass.
Here's Eastwood. Dumps it in deep. Behind the net, Moore goes after it. Checked by Olczyk. Olczyk trying to center. He can't. Moore goes after it again. Gets it to the blue line. Kept in by Daryl Shannon. He puts it out in front of the goal. Baker is there. And his clearing effort hit and hurt the linesman. Now the puck goes to Olczyk. Takes it over the line. Baker trying to get out. Eastwood falls. It goes back to Daryl Shannon. To Newman. Center ice. Gets in across the line. Gives to Olczyk. Olczyk down to the corner. He puts it a rink wide. Daryl Shannon. His shot. In behind the net to Darren Shannon. He bumps with more. Gillen digs it out. Back to Darren Shannon. Nobody in front. Shannon holds on. Now tried the pass. That was broken up. And Shepard gives to Odgers out of the penalty box. Up to the line, back to Shepard. Shepard trying to cut in front. He was checked by defenseman Shannon. Now it's picked up by Gillen. To Ronan. To Darren Shannon. Center ice. He dumps it in. Herbe to the corner now for Ozolinch. Ozolinch out to center ice. That's taken by Peltonen. Over the jet line. Run into heavily along the boards by Wilkinson. Ronan. Pass into the middle. Gillen with McKenzie. Gillen to center. Gillen trying to penetrate. Ozolinch knocked it away. It goes back to center. Now it's dumped into the San Jose zone. 5:24 left in the second period. The Jets lead at 4-0. All the scoring in period one. It's icing San Jose.
Jets on a bad line change. We're fortunate that San Jose made a bad pass. Janney was up at center ice wide open. The Jets were changing lines and the pass was just too far. It ends up being an icing. Look at this beautiful San Jose arena, and there's talk that they may get a basketball team here as the Golden State Warriors are negotiating, coming to San Jose. Good hit by Wilkinson. Angles Peltonen off. No penalty call. Good angle. Peltonen carrying the puck, and a good hit by Wilkinson.
Here's Shane Doan in behind the net. Doan trying to kick it free. Now it's picked up by Darren Shannon in front. Eastwood couldn't get the handle on it. Here's Doan's shot. Kicked away by Irvin. It's in the crease. And there's a pile up. The puck is beneath the netminder. Just under 5 left in the second. 4-0 the Jets lead.
Manitoba, think trucks.
Think Ford trucks.
Think Keystone Ford's Trucktacular.
Rebates up to $1,500.
Financing as low as $4,900.
Trucktacular.
Maximum discounts.
Like Aerostar XLT wagon.
Now $17,670.
Trucktacular.
Huge selection.
Over 50, 95, and 96 F-Series.
Plus Explorers.
Rangers and Windstar.
Manitoba, if it's trucks you want.
Keystone's got
Up to $1,500 cash back.
4.9 financing.
Maximum discounts.
Huge selection.
Don't wait, Manitoba.
Keystone Ford's Trucktacular is now.
Others say it. Keystone delivers.
In my country, there are lineups for everything. Bread, sausage, even hockey tickets. In Canada, they give you the sausage and the bread, and you can phone for hockey tickets.
Join the party and make this a season to remember.
Next Jets action here on CKND is a week from tonight, a home game. The Toronto Maple Leafs at the Winnipeg Arena. Ted Irvin will join Joe Pascucci, Kerry Wilson, and myself for that one. And John Garrett will take the night off.
Toronto Maple Leafs, a little butt kicking by the Florida Panthers last night at home, 6-1.
Here's Newman and shot. That's knocked down. Now it's in the corner. Friesen tries it for Nazarov. He sends it out over center ice, and back to get it is Daryl Shannon. Gives to Korolev. Korolev. His check puck goes free, and now loose puck is grabbed by Ratchie. Ratchie to Nazarov. Nazarov check. Newman gets it to Solani. Solani gains the line, trying to go outside in on Ratchie, and he wasn't fooled. Puck goes down to the corner. Dolan stopped at the point. Newman. Ratchie will try it again. Gets it to Nazarov. He gives it to Friesen. Friesen gets up to the jet line. He's checked, and now Solani starts back 3-on-2 at center ice with Korolev and Daryl Shannon. Solani to Korolev, a shot, and it went over top. He didn't get much on it. Friesen trying to get it back to the point, and out he did. Shannon with it there. He dumps it in, and back to get it is Moore.
Textbook 3-on-2. Good scoring chance for Igor Korolev. He just missed the shot, ended up weak and wide.
Here's Wilkinson. Gives it to King. King dumps it down into the Shark zone. Moore goes after it. Doan after him. Ratchie with Olczyk after him. Now Doan picks up. Doan backhand on the wraparound. And it was covered up on by Herbe.
Archer Zerbe is hard to score on the wraparound. Michael Sikora looks like he's in a little difficulty on the bench. He's like Eddie Belfour. Zerbe, he gets that stick down tight on the ice, and if you can't pull it out and get it up off the ice, it's hard to score. And Shane Doan found that out in his wraparound try. Got around and just slid along the ice. Zerbe there to make the save.
Face-off will get out in the circle to the left of Zerbe. The shots on goal now, 22 by the Jets and 15 by the Sharks. Jets lead it 4-0 on first period goals by Turcotte, Tkachuk, and 2 by Solani. Here's Manson, shot that goes high. Now it's picked up and dumped out to center ice. King puts it back in. And going forward is Ragnarsson, chased by Olczyk. It's in along the boards. Doan puts it in behind the net. Ragnarsson is there. Ahead to Falloon. That Falloon works his way to center ice. Gets up to the line. Is checked. Manson brings it back. Tried it for Olczyk. Picked out by Donovan. For Baker. Baker can't get by Quint. Now Olczyk puts it ahead. It's over the line. Donovan gives it to Ragnarsson. To Ozolic. He bobbles. Here's King. Shot. And the save on the quick shot by King is the Sharks bobbled the puck. King pounced. And Zerbe came to the rescue.
Sandis Ozolic has had a tough night on the Shark defense. Trapped up ice a couple times. He and Ragnarsson throw the puck around in their own zone, and it ends up that Chris King has a good scoring chance. And again, Archer Zerbe trying to keep his team within striking distance. Ozolic will hold out. Late signing by the Sharks just before the season started.
Here's Daryl Shannon. Shot deflected. That goes wide. Now it's dumped out by Pelton, and Daryl Shannon has it again. Gets it ahead to his brother, who dumps it into the corner. Ratchie with it. Ratchie flips it high, and the Sharks start out. Here's Shepard. Out to center for Pelton. Off him. Shepard can't touch it. Newman sends it out over center. With it now is Ratchie. Ratchie's pass goes back. And with it there's Sikora. Out to center ice. Dumped back in by the Jets. Ratchie behind his goal. 2:22 left in period 2. 4-0 the Jets lead it. Looking for their first road win. Sharks again to win a game anywhere. Here's Gillen's shot. That was blocked by Ratchie. Gillen and Ratchie in behind the net. Now McKenzie is there with Sikora. McKenzie kicks at it. McKenzie and Sikora still working it along the boards. Shepard moves in, trying to dig it out. So does Gillen. It's sent around for Chaney. He's stopped by Malgunas. Now it goes straight to Pelton. Pelton with Shepard. They crisscross at the line. Drop pass to Shepard. Shepard can't get by Wilkinson. Now Shepard stopped by Malgunas. Chaney trying to fool Wilkinson and can't. Pelton comes up with it. Pelton trying to swing by Tkachuk. They both go down. And the Jets start away another 3-on-2. Here's Wilkinson. Wilkinson looks back at Tkachuk, puts it in front. They score! Randy Gillen takes the fade from Neil Wilkinson. It's 5-0 Winnipeg.
Kurt, when have you seen such a slowly developing 3-on-2 that nobody reacted to? Neil Wilkinson took that puck to the corner, faked the pass to Keith Tkachuk. Everybody stopped. Randy Gillen went to the net. Perfect pass by Wilkinson. And the tap-in goal by Archer Zerbe. 3-on-2. Wilkinson goes back. You'll see Keith Tkachuk come into the picture. Fake pass to Tkachuk, and then right across to Gillen. Again, it's Sandis Ozolic, and the puck goes by, and Gillen cashes in.
Gillen from Wilkinson and Tkachuk. At 18:33. 5-0 the Jets lead. Now it's jumped into the Jet zone. Back to get it is Manson. Up along the board, Jones stopped at the point. Kite fired it wide. Andres goes after it, knocks it behind the net. Big Brown is there. Quint trying to do something with him, and that's tough. Here's Andres. He goes to the corner. Andres stopped there by Olczyk. Now it's grabbed by Quint, and he takes it away to center ice. Quint gets up to the line. There's a fight behind the play. Olczyk and Odgers. Now Odgers gives Olczyk a stick in the face. And Eddie Olczyk, who never fights, tried and didn't last long.
He tried to avoid that, and if Rob Schick does not call an instigator penalty on this one. Obviously, Kevin Constantine's got Brown and Odgers out there in the last minute to try and get something going for his team. They've been flat, completely flat, for most of this game. And they're both going to the dressing room with only 41 seconds left here in the second period. But Rob Schick better call an instigator for that one, or at least an extra high sticking penalty on Jeff Odgers.
19-19 of the second period, and now Rob Schick is discussing it.
Wayne Bonney and Swede Knox looking on.
The puck was actually at the other end of it now here.
Now this is after they've had the little niceties by the boards. Now look at that stick, very close to the face, and then Ed decides, well, I can't take that. I might as well get in there swinging, and Odgers, known fighter, and the linesmen, to their credit, get in there very quickly. But this San Jose team has been as bad as I've seen any team play this year. And Kevin Constantine's got Brown and Odgers out there in the last minute of play in the period, and obviously he's trying to get something going.
Now, they haven't been coming back at all. You know that 3-on-2 the Jets scored on a while ago, Gillen from Wilkinson and Tkachuk. Tkachuk became the third man only after another Jet had gone to the bench.
For a line change.
For a line change. Then he joined the play to make it a 3-on-2, and the Sharks weren't interested at all in getting back, and that's been the case most of the evening. We'll take a look now at the score and win, which has been awarding heavy duty tonight. Mr. J. Craig of Dugald qualified by attaching a proof of purchase from Yoplait Yogurt to a ballot provided by Safeway. As a result, Mr. Craig has won a Macassa 20-piece dinnerware set.
Now, Jeff Odgers is getting a 5-minute major, I would assume, for spearing.
San Jose penalty on number 36, Jeff Odgers. 2 minutes for rubbing, 5 minutes for spearing,
and a 5 minutes for spearing.
Misconduct.
They both get 2 minutes for roughing. Odgers gets the 5 minutes for spearing and a game misconduct that goes with that spearing penalty.
I think Olczyk got a 4-minute roughing penalty.
That's what it was. Olczyk gets 4 for receiving, and Odgers gets 2 and 5, or just 5. Should they just give Odgers 5?
Well, Odgers got a roughing minor, a spearing major, and a game misconduct, and Olczyk got double roughing.
So it's going to be a power play in the third period for the Winnipeg Jets. It'll be 4-on-4 for the first 2 minutes of this, and then the Jets will have a 3-minute power play in the second period. We were talking about Santos Olsen. The Chiefs signed with the San Francisco Spiders in the International League. And we were reading today, our buddy Stefan Beauregard has done 5 games in a row, unbeaten for the Spiders, playing well in their net.
Well, Beauregard has had a lot of success over the years when he has played in the minors, and of course has spent a good deal of time being traded to and from the Jets. Puck goes back toward the Jet blue line. Nazarov comes up with it, puts it out in front of a bullet, nearly lost that one. Now it winds up out of play. Habapulin trying to clear a rolling puck, and that's tough at any time, but particularly with a goal stick and those big gloves.
And the big gloves, and why not just pick that one up, scoop it up like a third baseman. Took a bad hop, and he had his legs in behind, though. When he went to play it, he gets his legs in behind. Puck comes, it's bouncing, but look at the legs. And it bounces off his pads, and Dave Manson's there to clear it.
5-0 the Jets lead. 28 seconds left in the second period. A 4-on-4 situation. Friesen and Nazarov up front against Tkachuk and Korolev. Now it's picked up by Friesen. Friesen dances by one check, puts it on the right side to Ozolek. Ozolek comes it wide of the goal. Into the corner, Nazarov. Now Friesen trying to dig it out. Manson is there, so is Newman. Tkachuk gives it to Newman. Now it goes into the corner, Nazarov. Nazarov looks in front for Friesen. Pass picked off by Manson, and then runs out period 2.
The Jets weren't skating as well as they were in the first period, but a good solid road period, and with the big lead, that's all they needed, and they're getting great goaltending from Nikolai Abibulin.
So the second intermission coming up. We'll get some election coverage on Newsline and also Dirt's Devil Trivia. The score after 2, the Jets 5 and the Sharks nothing.
There was a nice woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many toys to buy, she didn't know what to do.
What'll I do? City! Nobody beats Zeller's toy prices. Come with me. It's the law of Zeller's Toyland.
This week, save $10 on the Play School Play Store, just $54.97. And on Kenner Spark Bowler set, only $27.97.
I got more than I thought I ever could. And valuable Club Z points, too. At Zeller's. Where the lowest price is the law every day.
And they all had a happy Christmas.
In my country, there are lineups for everything. Bread, sausage, even hockey tickets. In Canada, they give you the sausage and the bread, and you can phone for hockey tickets.
Join the party and make this a season to remember.
This car was going 100 kilometers an hour. This one was going 115. Speed kills.
It's the final conflict. The Manitoba Government Employees Union presents the Blue Bombers and Ottawa Rough Riders Sunday at 2 o'clock. The Big Blue Block Party kicks off at 11:30 with clowns, face painters, Graham's, pony rides, and much more. The first 5,000 people get delicious Hershey candy, and your game ticket makes you eligible for a chance to win a pair of Bose speakers from Inland Audio Visual. There's $500 in cash prizes for the best Halloween costume, and if we reach 26,000 fans, someone wins a new car from the Steinbach Auto Dealers. The Blue Bombers, putting family fun back into football affordably.
The San Jose Sharks dominated play in that second period, but the Winnipeg Jets got the only goal. Randy Gillen, his first of the season. The Jets lead the Sharks 5-0. Kerry Wilson after 40 minutes of play. And the Jets, well, didn't come out skating in that second period, as John Garrett mentioned. But when they didn't skate and San Jose had the chance to score, Happy Boulin was there.
He was. He stood real tall. I think, you know, the Jets lost a bit of that zip in this period, but that's when you got to count on that goaltender to come up big. He didn't get much work in the first period, but he's the type of goalie. He kept his focus and knew that he had to make the big save when it counted. He did come through in that period with, you know, he hadn't had much of even a warm-up to that point, but he did come up with the big saves when they counted this period.
All right, let's show you a couple of saves from that period for Nikolai Habibulin.
Well, the Sharks are putting a lot of pressure on here. Habibulin's holding the post really well. Comes out to Odgers, and he gets the pad out, makes a good save there. Still, he's swimming around in that goal crease, making the saves. I mean, he's doing what's being asked of him this period. Wasn't getting a lot of action, like we said in the last period. Here, Sharks are on the power play, gets back to Dahlin again. He's covering the post really well, not giving away any net, makes a good save, and the play is cleared.
Good defensive play by the Jets after the save was made. They cleared the puck out of their zone. Of course, there was a couple of other occasions where Nikolai was his own kind of worst enemy, especially when he came out of the net and tried to clear the puck.
Well, he did. That can happen now and again, and he has had some trouble tonight in stick handling, and maybe he should stick back in that crease where he belongs and not get out trying to start handling the puck. Leave that to the forwards and the defensemen.
All right, and that leads us right into the next goal with Neil Wilkinson, the defenseman for the Jets, handling the puck and setting up Randy Gillen for the goal.
Well, it was a real surprise here. If you look at Neil Wilkinson, he's looking the defenseman right off the puck. He's looking back to who's coming into our screen here. Randy Gillen goes to the net. I think it's Kachuk, but looks the defenseman off the puck, then turns quickly and puts it across the crease. They're not expecting it. Randy Gillen makes what appears to be an easy tip in, but Randy Gillen is good at that, good, strong, right in front of the net, redirects the puck in.
So an excellent period for Nikolai Habibulin. The Jets should pick it up a little bit in the third period, play a little more defensively.
Well, I think they're going to look to do that. They can't get too overconfident. They've got a good lead there, but I think Simpson's going to be telling him in the dressing room, you guys, let's concentrate on our defense here. This is where we've got to improve in our game. Right now, they've got one goal, by Randy Gillen, picked up a little bit of the momentum, but now let's see what they can do defensively. Keep that goose egg.
All right, the Jets 20 minutes away from their first victory on the road this season. 5-0, they lead the San Jose Sharks after 2 periods of play. Coming up on our intermission here in the second period, we'll have a news update with Barry Burns. Tell us about the civic election tonight and some Dirt Devil trivia. The Jets lead the Sharks by 5.
At McNaught Motors, we think you deserve to live life to the fullest. And we have a wide range of GMC trucks and sport vehicles to help you on your way. We want to be sure you're comfortable that you're getting the right vehicle for your family. Because at McNaught Motors, it's more than just a one-time sale to us. It's the beginning of a lasting friendship.
Yes! Want to catch great sports action? Go to Future Shop. See the top brands in audio, video, appliances, computers, and TVs. Plus, they'll beat any authorized dealer's advertised price, guaranteed.
Future Shop has a huge selection of top brand name big screen TVs, all at incredible low prices.
And you can really stretch your budget with their no-interest plans. So when you're watching your favorite team, give them room to play.
Play Safeway, score and win. When the Jets score on CKND, you could win an IBM Aptiva multimedia computer, a GE Spacemaker 2 microwave oven, Dirt Devil's MVP and Dust Devil from Royal Appliance, or $300 in MasterCard traveler's checks from the Bank of Montreal. You could also win a trip or two to Mazatlan, Mexico, courtesy of Canadian Holidays, Canada's largest vacation company. Safeway's participating products, ABC laundry detergent, and Kleenex facial tissues. Score and win at Safeway, today's better way.
The human face, difficult terrain, perfect for Braun's new 3-stage shaving system. One foil removes short hairs, an integrated cutter, longer hairs. The second foil completes the job for Braun's closest shave yet.
This civic election update is brought to you by the Manitoba Telephone System. Hello and welcome back for more coverage of Election 95. Susan Thompson has been re-elected as mayor of Winnipeg. But one of the biggest surprises of tonight's election was the second-place finish of Peter Kaufman, ahead of Terry Duguid. Rough numbers give Thompson 83,000 votes, Kaufman 69,000, and Duguid 58,000. 3 incumbent councillors were defeated tonight. Evelyn Reese was dethroned in St. Boniface by former boxer Danny Vandal. Rick Boychuk lost his seat in Transcona to returning councillor Shirley Tim Rudolph. And businessman Garth Steek unseated Sandy Hyman in River Heights. There are also 2 other new faces on council, with Pat Phillips winning the vacant seat in St. Charles and Mark Lubosh edging out Don Mitchelson in North Kildonan, the ward formerly held by Terry Duguid. Complete election coverage and the rest of the day's news following the hockey game on CKND Winnipeg TV.
You're a driver. You love sleek styling that slices the wind. You love the adrenaline rush of a powerful V6 engine. You love the authority of ABS brakes. But you also buy toilet paper in the bulk pack. The 95 Transport. It may be a minivan, but it's built for drivers.
Phone, just $89.95. And Liberty, cellular for everyone, from MTS Mobility.
Dirt Devil presents Red Hot Trivia, brought to you by Dirt Devil, makers of the MVP vacuum. Nothing escapes the power of the Dirt Devil. Prior to 1992, who who were the last two defensemen chosen #1 overall in the NHL draft? We'll have the answer right after this.
It has the same fluid lines of those higher-priced models, the same commitment to power and performance. And we're proud to announce our newest model not only passed that famous ball bearing test, it surpassed it.
Of course, it's my new Dirt Devil MVP with maximum vacuum power. Just think what it can do in your home.
The MVP, real proof that nothing escapes the power of a Dirt Devil. Nothing.
Prior to 1992, who were the last two defensemen chosen #1 overall in the NHL draft? Need a hint? Only one of the two is still playing in the NHL today. In the last 4 years, 3 of the 4 first overall picks have been defensemen: Roman Hamrlik, Ed Jovanovski, and Brian Berard. In the decade before that, only 2 of the #1 overall picks have been on defense. In 1985, Wendell Clark was drafted by the Maple Leafs from the Saskatoon Blades, where he had played defense. He was moved to left wing, where he was an immediate hit in Toronto and has never looked back. The other defenseman drafted first overall in the 1980s was drafted by Boston. The Bruins coveted Gord Pluzak, a big, strong defenseman with a scoring touch. However, knee injuries would plague him throughout his career, and he was finally forced to retire in 1991.
The emotional pain of being around the game that I loved that much and not being able to participate became too much. I said, I got to get out of here. So that's basically it, I'd say.
Gord Pluzak and Wendell Clark, the only 2 defensemen in the 1980s to be picked first overall in the NHL draft. Another red-hot trivia, brought to you by Dirt Devil, makers of the MVP vacuum. Nothing escapes the power of a Dirt Devil.
Promotional consideration provided by Optex Binoculars. Superior quality, deluxe features, excellent value, all backed by an industry-leading no-fault warranty. See your retailer today.
You are about to watch a work of art emerge before your very eyes. The artist has chosen as her focal point a natural gas fireplace that combines traditional realism with a clean, contemporary style. Discerning decorators adore the natural beauty and modern convenience of natural gas fireplaces. Performance on command. Come home to natural gas.
We'll never know the joy of dressing up in leather shorts and dancing to tuba music. We'll certainly never pay scalpers' prices for bocce ball. We'll never jump out of saunas and roll naked in the snow. And hopefully, will never build a leaning tower. Then again, Europeans may never know the thrill of driving one of these. The Eagle Talon TSI. Drive on the right side of the road.
Molson Jets Hockey on CKND is brought to you in part by Reimer Express, Park Pontiac Buick GMC, and by Athletes Wear.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Darren Millard. As you might have guessed by the late Jets game, there will be no sports line tonight, thus no avenue for a Molson $1 Million Dream Team clue. That's why I'm here. Get your pens ready. Start the VCR, and at a special time, here's your Wednesday clue to Team Millard. Tonight's edition plays with more heart than anyone in the game. Owns a restaurant with Andre Agassi and likes the Jets so much that he takes their pucks home after the game. 20 players make up my team. Pick up a game card and specially mark 18 packs of Molson and play as often as you want. We'll see you again tomorrow night on Sportsline.
So we're back at the San Jose Arena, and it's all Winnipeg through two. The Jets lead the Sharks 5-0. Turcotte opened the scoring with his fourth from Solani and Korolev, then Solani with his second from Manson and Tkachuk. Tkachuk is fourth from Solani, and then Solani is third from Korolev in the first period, in which the Jets outshot the Sharks 18-5. One goal in the second period at 18:33. Randy Gillen, his first of the year. This is only the third game he's played. Wilkinson and Tkachuk with his third point of the night through the assist. The Sharks outshot the Jets 10-6 in the second period. The Jets have outshot the Sharks 24-15 through two. On the power play, the Sharks 0 for 4. The Jets are 1 for 3. And both clubs will be a man short to start this third period. A minute 18 left in a penalty to Eddie Olczyk, and 4:18 left in a major penalty assessed to Jeff Odgers, who was also kicked out of the game for spearing on Olczyk late in the second.
Igor Korolev is over sitting out Ed Olczyk's extra roughing minor, and now they're talking that over, and Dave Brown is in sitting Jeff Odgers' penalty out. And they switch that around. In comes Jim McKenzie.
I'd like to remind you that we'll have tonight on the post-game show the crunch of the game, which will be brought to you by Vernos Auto Body, 160 Higgins Avenue in Winnipeg. And our crunch of the game, part of the post-game show. Here's Tkachuk. Puts it down into the Shark zone. Now it's sent ahead to Nazarov at center ice. Nazarov dropped it off, taken in by Friesen. His shot that goes wide. Quint trying to knock it out. And it goes to Tkachuk. Tkachuk gives it to Manson. Manson's long shot that missed the net. It's in behind. Ozelinch dropped it off. And the Sharks starting away. With it is Ragnarsson. Center ice, Nazarov. Over the jet. He lets it go. Oh, did he hammer that puck? And Hababulin makes the save.
And he didn't even flinch. Those are the kind that hurt. Top of the shoulders. Nazarov went by Keith Tkachuk and then ended up in the middle of the ice for that rolling puck shot. And on the way down, Nikolai Hababulin took that one off the shoulder and controlled the rebound. And with that rolling puck, the tendency is to pull up. And that's a good sign when your goaltender stays down on the puck. And Hababulin stayed down on that one.
Face off to the goaltender's right. Jets will gain a man advantage in 48 seconds. Here's Numminen. Takes it behind his goal. Numminen with Daryl Shannon, Randy Gillen, and Mike Eastwood. After Winnipeg, Gillen back for Eastwood. The lights are going dim here. It's in behind the net. Now with it is Eastwood. Eastwood stops, and
good.
They've suspended play.
Swede Knox blew his whistle. The power has gone down here at the San Jose Arena, and for a goaltender, this can be dangerous. You get used to the bright lights, and those long shots that look so harmless, you can't see them. There's enough shadows. Anyway, look at the shadows as you watch the players skate around. A player shoots it out of one of those shadows. It's hard to pick the puck up. And here we go. They're recharging the batteries here.
You always find something with the goaltenders.
This used to be Winnipeg. Used to be one of the bad rinks to play in early WHA days because of the lighting. And then they improved the lighting. But it had a lot of shadows. And Bobby teeing it up with the unlimited curved stick. It was dangerous enough anyway when you could see it.
Part of the post-game show tonight, we'll have the Jim Gauthier Big Easy play of the game. Brought to you by the home of the Big Buy, Jim Gauthier, Chevrolet Geo Cadillac, the Big Easy play of the game. So they'll try to rectify things here. And we'll remind you the Jets lead at 5-0. And this is your Molson hockey telecast.
Children, dreaming of bright tomorrows, moving toward their dreams. Reading is the key that unlocks the future and gives children the ability to grow. We're the public school teachers of Manitoba, and because reading at home is essential to children's success, we've prepared the Literacy for Life Home Reading Guide. It's a booklet that can help you encourage your child to read at home. Help both of you achieve your dreams. For your free copy, call us.
Hi, folks. My name is Gary McDonald from Eastwood Jeep at 1424 Regent Avenue West. People ask me, how do we sell so many cars? Number one, folks, we got the best selection in town. Number two, we got the best prices in town. 1987 Voyager van, $59.95. A 1986 Cadillac Seville or an 83 Cadillac Seville, take your choice for $49.95. They're going fast, folks, so come on down to Eastwood.
Now get a 28-point winter inspection, oil, lube, and filter, tire rotation, and a 4-liter jug of washer fluid, all for just $24.99, only at Canadian Tire.
Darren Turcotte had a goal in the first period as we looked down the Winnipeg Jet bench and played very well in the first period and part of the second period. And we were wondering if he was just being rested because he played so much. Well, he's been hurt. And almost like playoff time, they won't release the injury to us, but Darren Turcotte will not be back tonight. And let's hope that's not anything too serious because Darren Turcotte has played very well since he's come over in the Nelson Emerson trade.
He's been a good addition to the Jets, and in fact, he scored the opening goal here tonight. It was his 4th of the season.
Turcotte is a good penalty killer, plays in the power play. Rob Schick talking things over with Archer Zerbe, saying, well, okay, we'll go with the lights the way they are now, and hopefully they'll come back shortly. But the goaltenders are the ones most affected by this.
It's still a 4-on-4 situation. The puck goes free in the Shark zone, and now it's picked up by Ragnarsson. He moves up the right side to center ice, drives it into the Jet zone. Around on the board, Dahlin goes after it. Dahlin takes it down. Newman in behind his goal. Newman sends it straight up the middle. That's picked off by Eastwood. He dumps it in. Ragnarsson goes after it. Now Urbe sends it to the blue line. Stopped there by Darryl Shannon. Darryl Shannon puts it out in front. And it's taken by Ray Shepard. Back to Ragnarsson. Now the Jets find themselves with a man advantage as there's just under 3 minutes left in that major penalty to Odgers. Now starting out slowly is Manson. Looks on the left side. Here's Tkachuk. He moves to center ice. Gains the line in flight. Tkachuk down deep is checked by Sikora. Sikora trying to dig it out and clear. He does. And Darren Quinn has to go back for it. 2.5 left in that penalty to San Jose. 5-0 the Jets lead early in the third period. Here's Quinn. His pass for Solani. Now Ratchie goes back. It's icing Winnipeg.
Darren Quinn cut through the crease on that play. Nikolai Ababulin going back. Quinn stalking it over with Dave Manson. Ababulin was completely surprised. He almost ran into Quinn. The youngster with a play. I don't think he'll try again on the power play. At least I hope he doesn't try that one again.
Darren Quinn has never been shy about his ability.
Well, that's one of the things that has helped him establish himself so quickly is that confidence level, and the veterans are talking to him a lot, helping him out.
Here's Wilkinson, knocks it in behind the net. Kite-wise, it goes now to Manson. Manson looks to his left, now steps in front. The veteran feeds Tkachuk at center ice. Tkachuk moves it to the wing. Korolev drives it in. Stopped behind the net by Urbe. Pokes it into the corner. Korolev with it there. Into Tkachuk. Tkachuk takes it to the corner. Back to Korolev. To the point, Quinn. Quinn tried it back. Picked off. And Kite. And I've been around this league a long time. I can remember when Jim Kite had hair.
Ooh, boy, you are old. You are old. That is a long time ago. Jim Kite, a new father last May. Proud parent of twins. Look at Kevin Constantine. And things not going well for San Jose. You're trying to come back. Terry Simpson not too thrilled with the way this power play is going. He's made a change. up front and at the blue line. Darren Quint and Manson are gone. Daryl Shannon and Teppo Newman out there, but you're down 5-0. You're trying to come back, and now you've got a 5-minute major to kill off. 1:49 left. 3 minutes of that major you had to kill off here in the third.
Here's Daryl Shannon. He shot deflected. And after it now is Doan. Puts it behind the net to Darren Jets. He centers it. And Eastwood. Stopped by Urbe. Here's Newman and his shot. Puts in for Darren Shannon's shot. That's blocked. It goes back to Newman and a drive. And that just trickles through the crease. It's in behind Eastwood. And Sakara battles for it. Doan has it. He centered. Nothing there but Sharks. Puck goes free. Eastwood shot. And Arthur Zerbe may be wondering at times which side the white sweaters are on.
John Donovan and Mike Rathje got their signals crossed, and that puck ended up right in front. Another good scoring chance, and Arthur Zerbe is having his name chanted. Donovan and Rathje cough it up. There's Eastwood with a shot, and Urbe, good concentration, reaches up and grabs the rebound as it's going up and over.
A minute 17 left in the man advantage for Winnipeg. Kachuk is out. He has 3 points tonight. Solani is out. He has 4, including 2 goals. Korolev, Manson, and Quint. Here's Quint. Puts it in behind the net for Kachuk. Into the corner to Solani. Back now for Kachuk. Back to Solani. Solani's pass broken up. And the Sharks got away. Here's Miller at center ice. He gains the jet line, lets it go. Hababulin backs it into the corner. Now Quint leaves it for Solani. Solani gathers speed, moves to center ice, trying to get by Miller. Dumps it in, Moore kicks it out. And it's cleared the distance. 42 seconds left in the major penalty to Odger. Manson behind his goal for Winnipeg. Now gets it ahead to Korolev, dropped it off. It's left there, Baker. Bounces on it for San Jose. Baker looking for room, has to go outside, content to kill some time, puts it all the way back. And with it now is Ragnarsson. Ahead to Donovan. Tipped it on the right side, Baker. With Donovan, 2-on-1, Baker moves it. He shot! Hababulin a save, and he covered up.
Played very well by Nikolai Hababulin in the 2-on-1, and Rob Chick is talking to him about the lights now. Earlier on this power play, Hababulin is hit by Jeff Friesen. The glove goes away, but alertly the Jets bring the gloves back, and Hababulin, there's no damage done as Dave Manson wisely just slid the glove into Hababulin, able to make that save on the 2-on-1.
Face-off will go in the circles to the left of Nikolai Hababulin. 11 seconds left in the penalty to San Jose. Newman in behind his goal. 5-0. The Jets lead with 4:15 gone in the third. Lead pass to center ice is off. Ronan down into the Shark zone. Now Ozelin has to go back and fetch it. Sends it rink wide. Ragnarsson ahead now for Peltonen at center ice. Puts it up to the Jet line. Stopped there by Newman. Ahead for Gillen. Checked by Ozelin. Now Shepard gains the line. Puts it back to Peltonen, trying to work in front. Here's Ozelin. Puts it out front for Shepard. Check. Here's Gillen looking over to Ronan. Tried the pass, knocked down. Collision of Sharks at the line, their own. Now King picks it up. Slides it into the corner. Ronan and Ozelin go after it there. And it goes to Craig Shanny. He moves it to center ice. Gains the Jet line. Then his check as Eastwood clears. Rathje brings it back. Long shot wide. Back forward is Manson. Manson dumps it all the way down the ice, and big Rathje goes after it there. Rathje stopped there by Darren Shannon, trying to center it. And it goes back. With it now is Manson. Long shot wide. Dahlin bats at it. It goes to Nazarov. Hits it out as far as center. Quint puts it ahead to Doan. Doan against Rathje. Dahlin now. Dumps it away. Back with it is Manson. Gives to Darren Shannon. Rink wide attempt. Picked off by Dahlin. Gets by Doan. Dahlin gains the Jet line. Trying to feed Friesen. Friesen just leaves it there. It's taken away by Darren Shannon. With Doan at center. He dumps it in and goes for a change. Kite, former first-rounder of the Jets, gets it to Moore. Back to Kite. Kite's pass into the middle, Baker. Baker to Nazarov. He dropped it off. Miller dropped it off. Baker's shot. It goes down to Moore. Down to the corner against Kachuk. Now Gunas runs into Moore. And the puck goes free. The Jets start away. Here's Kachuk with Solani. Solani takes the pass. Kachuk goes to the net. Reach the relay. Back intended for Kachuk was blocked by Jim Kite. Here's Baker. Gets it out now to center ice Nazarov. Up to the Jet line. Dumped it in. Now Gunas is spun around by Nazarov. 5 of them trying to dig it out of the corner. Olchek comes up with it, gets it to the line, not out, dumped back in, rebound in front. It goes to Korolev. Korolev to Solani. It goes all the way down into the San Jose zone, and now it's sent out over center. With it is Daryl Shannon. He puts it up the middle, grabbed by King. King's pass broken up. Moser Lynch brings it back. 7:07 gone. Third. Here's a breakaway for Shepard. It was offside. 5-0. The Jets lead. 7:11 gone in the third.
There was a nice woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many toys to buy, she didn't know what to do.
What'll I do? City! Nobody beats Zeller's toy prices. Come with me. It's the law of Zeller's Toyland.
This week, save $10 on the Play School Play Store, just $54.97, and on Kenner Spark Bowler set, only $27.97.
I got more than I thought I ever could. And valuable Club Z points, too. At Zeller's. Where the lowest price is the law every day.
And they all had a happy Christmas.
If you're going to be out of town before November 1st, don't miss out on one of the best investments you can make. Canada Savings Bonds, with guaranteed minimum rates rising to 6.75% in the third year. And when needed, the interest rate will be increased to keep your bonds competitive. Don't miss out on a great investment. Buy yours by November 1st anywhere. Anywhere in Canada, that is.
Kurt, I get to pick the Molson Cup 3 stars tonight. First period alone, Seamus Solani, first star, and I think he'd be first star in any game. The way he skated in that first period, back to his rookie year, the way he was skating. Chuck playing very well, that whole line. And the Winnipeg Jets as a team defense, just a solid road game.
Here's Daryl Shannon at the blue line, trying to dump it in. It's brought away by Shepard. Shepard moves to center. His pass for Janney broken up. It's knocked back out. 5-0. The Jets lead. 7.5 gone in the third. It's dumped into Jet territory. Back forward goes Teppo Numminen. His pass up the middle for Gillen. Gillen leaves it for McKenzie. McKenzie gains the line. Looks in front of Ronan. Feeds him the pass. He was covered by Janney. Now Ronan puts it in behind the net. Janney digs it out. Tried it for Shepard. He stopped by Ronan. Puck rolls to the net. Herbe gives to Ragnarsson. His pass goes out over center, and back with it is Manson. Manson's pass to Kachuk. Kachuk gets over the line. Puts it in now. Solani tried the pass back for Kachuk. That was broken up. And with it is Manson. He drives it in. Magnuson dumps it out to center, and back with it is Quinn. Pass up the middle. It goes all the way to Solani. Solani gains the line, trying to beat Sikora to the outside. Sikora takes him in behind the net. Garland ahead now for Nazarov. Pass into the middle to Friesen, who gets over the Jet line. Friesen shot that missed. It's in behind. Friesen now digs it out of the corner. Looks out. Here's Sikora shot. And Hababulin grabs and holds.
Best scoring chance in a long time for the San Jose Sharks as Michael Sikora jumped in from the blue line. A nice pass by Jeff Friesen. But again, Nikolai Hababulin right there to make the save. Good positioning. No rebound as Ulf Dahlin was coming in front. Michael Sikora has a big shot. He's one of their power play guys just because he shoots the puck so well. That time he just snapped a wrist shot because he was in so close. Hababulin made the save.
Jets are home next week for 3 games. Detroit Monday night, Toronto Wednesday night, and Colorado on Friday night. And our next telecast will be that Wednesday Toronto game. Puck goes back to the blue line. Kite shot. That's wide. Now Moore moves in. Moore sends it to the corner. It's centered. Here's Miller's shot. Kicked away by Hababulin. Into the corner. Eastwood trying to clear. Gets it to the line. Kicked in by Baker. Here's Miller's shot. That's wide. Now working with it is Wilkinson. And he does manage to dump it away. Back forward is Jim Kite. His pass to Moore. To Kite. Approached by Doan. Stopped by Doan. Puck goes to the jet line. Wilkinson. To Malgunas. Up the middle. Picked off Shepard. Gets to the line and over. Rolls it in front. And Wilkinson has it. He sends it off the board. Stopped by Janney. Back to Kite. Nearing the midway mark of the third. 5-0 Winnipeg. Back to get it Malgunas. There's going to be a penalty to the Winnipeg Jets. Interference is the call at 9:44.
Max Haynes invites you and your friends to a dinner party where the main course will be murder. Murder has never been so much fun. An evening of murder from Canada Games. Come dressed to kill.
Your skin. Think of it as an outfit you'll be wearing every day for the rest of your life. Help make it last with Lubriderm. Lubriderm is moisture that's proven to last 24 hours a day. And keeping your skin soft 24 hours a day will help keep it feeling healthy for a lifetime. Lubriderm. Moisture that lasts 24 hours. Skincare that lasts a lifetime. Now, long-lasting Lubriderm is even richer and creamier.
Neil Wilkinson gets an interference penalty, and Rob Schick has been rather generous not calling those tonight. And with the score the way it is, only 10 minutes left here, he makes the call on Wilkinson. And obviously, Rob Schick wasn't a goaltender in his minor hockey career, or he wouldn't have made that call.
Here's Dolan. Shepard. Janney. Ozolinch's shot. And it's stopped and grabbed there by Nikolai Hababulin.
Good job by Dave Manson on Ray Shepard in front, and Shepard goes right over to Rob Schick to talk about it. Manson has his man. He's got Shepard, and he pushes him out of the way. Newman has his man. Hababulin sees the shot all the way and gets the left hand out to make the save. Shepard was looking for an interference call, similar to the one that was on Neil Wilkinson. Manson doing a good job taking his man out of the shooting lane.
Here's Newman and down in the corner. Wraps it around on the boards. That's kept in. It's sent back to the blue line. Ozolinch puts it in front. And it was cleared away by Manson. A minute 40 left in the penalty to San Jose. The Sharks trail 5-0 in the third. Manson sends it up the middle. Now Janney gets it back to Ozolinch on the left side to Dolan. Dolan works in deep. Here's Dolan behind the net. Dolan goes to the corner. Dolan stops, leaves it there for Janney to Dolan. Goes by him, taken by Darren Shannon, and he dumps it the distance. Here's Ozolinch at center. Relay down into the Jets on Manson without a stick. Hababulin gets it to the blue line. Ozolinch keeps it in. Manson falls, trying to fall on top of it. Now Shepard got it back to Ozolinch. It's out to Shepard. Shot. And there to cover the angle. Nikolai Hababulin, he hasn't played since the second game of the season. He's got a 2-0 record this year and leads this one 5-0.
16 days since Nikolai Hababulin had a start. And you can tell when a goaltender's really sharp. He gets hit in the logo an awful lot. And that shot by Ray Shepard hit Nikolai Hababulin right in the jet. Middle of his chest. Good positioning right there. Able to cover up that puck and make the save.
57 seconds left in that Neil Wilkinson penalty. The last game the Sharks played, they didn't score until 1948 of the third period to get a 1-1 tie in Edmonton. So goals have been hard to come by for this San Jose club recently. Here's Rathje back at the point. Gets it to Friesen. Friesen moves it. He fakes it and rolls it toward the goal, and Tkachuk brings it away. Tkachuk just dumps it the distance. 42 seconds left in that Wilkinson penalty. Here's Rathje. Comes up the middle to center ice. Dumps it into the Jet zone. Into the corner after it goes Peltonen. Tried to kick it in front. Tkachuk was there. And again, Tkachuk clears it away. Rathje gets it to Sakara. He dumps it in again. Tkachuk has it. This time he's unable to get it out. Nazarov puts it down to Friesen. Friesen behind the goal. Nazarov's in front. He's upended by Daryl Shannon. Another penalty coming to Winnipeg. Now Friesen throws it in front. Loose puck. It's batted outside. Well, how many players did the Sharks have out on the ice?
7 guys on the ice. Jerry Simpson's complaining. The whistle had gone. Rob Schick was calling the tripping penalty, as you saw, Kurt. Jerry Simpson's complaining about the 7 guys on the ice. When Irbe came to the bench to be replaced, 2 guys jumped on the ice to replace him. And the Sharks ended up with 7 players on the ice, but I'm sure Rob Schick will say, well, I blew my whistle before they got into the play or far enough off the bench.
So another penalty to Winnipeg. Daryl Shannon tripping, 11:36.
Only 8 seconds left on the penalty to Neil Wilkinson, and Keith Tkachuk has been very good on faceoffs for Winnipeg tonight, although he's not coming out. If you win this faceoff, now they're pointing at Wilkinson, telling him they want him back into the play.
Dahlin, Janney, Shepard, Ozelich.
You can see the rubber on the logo, on the Winnipeg Jet logo. We're talking about Nikolai Habibulin taking them off the chest. That's a good sign that he's on top of his game, square to the play, right off the middle of the chest. 2-man advantage for 8 seconds for San Jose. 8:24 left, third period. 5-0. The Jets lead. Face-off, circle left of Habibulin. Gillen and Dahlin. Now off the face-off, it goes back to Ozelich. Ozelich moves along the line, lots of traffic in front, gives to Janney. Here's the shot. They score! Ragnarsson moved in just as Wilkinson was back on the ice, but not yet as far as the play. It's 5-1. Nikolai Habibulin beat. He has not had an NHL shutout. I'm glad you waited to say that, or we would have been blamed for putting the hex on Nikolai Habibulin. Marcus Ragnarsson being congratulated. Craig Janney makes the play to set this up. Janney's on his forehand, sees the entire ice. Ragnarsson jumps in. Perfect pass one time. No chance for Habibulin. High stick side. Perfect pass by Janney. Hard, flat on the ice. Easy shot for Ragnarsson. That goal at 11:46 on the power play. 4th of the year. A good start in a goal-scoring capacity for defenseman Ragnarsson. Ragnarsson, 4 goals. Sandis Ozelich, along with Janney, drawing the assist.
Sharks power play goal scored by number 33, Ragnarsson, assisted by number 15, Janney, and number 6.
Hockey reunions. Seems every year.
See this? I could have been a pro.
The stories grow bigger.
You shot it, I deflected it.
While the Jackets, well, you know. All the more reason you'll appreciate the extra 34 cubic feet in our new minivans.
Today's world of beers, Molson Special Dries in a world all its own.
Next telecast on CKND a week from tonight. The Toronto Maple Leafs in Winnipeg to take on the Jets. That'll be 7:30. Here's Ozelich. Goes back into his own zone to pick it up. Gives it to Ragnarsson. It's sent out to center. Daryl Shannon fires it back in. Jets are at full strength. Both clubs at full strength. Now the Sharks start away. Out at center ice is Miller. Gets in across the jet line. Gives to Baker. His shot is wide. Newman comes up with it. He'll dump it all the way down. And that will be icing when Ozolinch gets there.
Shark defense plays so far apart on the shoot-ins that the Jets have been able to take advantage of it. They did in the first period, and there was another good example. Teppo Newman fired it up the middle. Lots of room, but the pass a little too hard and a little too far.
That goal that Ragnarsson scored came with a one-man advantage officially, but in fact was still a two-man advantage because Wilkinson, while out of the box, was far from in the play.
Just barely over the blue line, not involved with anybody. Ragnarsson is a good offensive defenseman, but hasn't learned the defensive side of the NHL game yet. Getting lots of ice time from Kevin Constantine, and I'm sure he'll pick that up. He's probably one of the more mobile defensemen that the Sharks have.
Face off to the right of Hababulin. 7:38 left, third period. 5-1 Jets lead. Jets have outshot the Sharks 30-24. Dahlin and Gillen in the circle. Gillen wins to Solani. Behind the net to Manson. On the left side to Tkachuk. Into the middle to Gillen with Solani. Gillen dumps it in. Dahlin against Tkachuk. It goes rink wide, picked up by Solani. Solani leaves it there for Korolev. Korolev tried it in deep. Now gets caught up in traffic. Four of them down in the Shark corner. And it's taken away by Jeff Friesen. He moves it out to the right side to Dahlin. Dahlin gets up to the line, gives it back to Friesen. Friesen stops, trying to get a shot. Next to Dahlin. Kicked away by Hababulin. It's knocked into the corner. Friesen puts it back along the boards. Dahlin gives it to Nazarov. Nazarov trying to get away from Quinn. Puts it in front. Manson feathers it away. It goes right back to Nazarov. Nazarov's pass to Dahlin. Missed it. And Manson clears it all the way down the ice.
Darren Quinn, a little lesson as Nazarov was using his size on Quint. Something that he's going to have to get used to. All of a sudden you come and you're playing against guys that are the size of Nazarov, and Nazarov does use his size and strength pretty well. He's 6'5", 230, and he gets that arm out. It's hard not to take a penalty and hard to push him away from the play, and Quint was having problems with Nazarov in that particular situation.
Randy Gillen back again to take the defensive zone faceoff for Winnipeg opposite Craig Janney. 5-1 the Jets lead with just over 6.5 left in the third. Here's Wilkinson. Gets it into the middle to King. He gets to center. King is checked from behind by Shepard. Tried it for Janney. Janney has to circle with it. Gives it to Moore. Ahead now to Shepard. Shepard's pass to Janney. Janney gets to the line, puts it over, back to get it is King. He swats it out. And Kite goes back to get it. Takes it behind his goal. Slides it back to Moore. Moore flips it high, goes off the glove of King. King picks it up, dumps it back in. Yes, content now to just try to keep San Jose stalled in the neutral zone area. Here's Darryl Shannon. Moves it up, dumps it in. And going back to get it is Baker. Baker gives it away to Darryl Shannon. He fanned on it. It rolls in deep, and now it's picked up by Shepard. The newest Shark gains the jet line. Puts it across Miller's shot. And Hababulin was there to make the save.
And the fans appreciative of the good play of Ray Shepard, setting up that good scoring chance by Kevin Miller. Nikolai Hababulin again in perfect position, square to the play. This one off the pads, not off the logo, but look at where he is. Right in the middle, hits him right in the middle, but it's a little lower off the pads, and he's able to cover up that puck. We were talking about Darren Quinn. He only weighs 180 pounds, and when you're trying to handle a guy that's 230, you have to get positioning, you have to use your balance, and Quinn is going to have to learn that he's going to have to make up for that lack of size on the blue line. He's got a pretty good reach. He's tall enough, but it's just a little light. Maybe he'll be able to put on 10 or 15 pounds.
Jamie Baker and Mike Eastwood Puck goes into the corner, grabbed there by Newman. He flips it out over center ice. Ozolinch goes back to get it. Darren Shannon with an eye on him. Ozolinch has had a rough night. Here's Daryl Shannon. Puts it into the corner. Ronan goes after it with Ragnarsson. It's stopped there by Darren Shannon. Now Ozolinch gets it ahead. It goes to center ice. Miller winds out to center. Dumps it into the jet zone. Back to get it is Newman. Newman's pass for Eastwood by him. Ragnarsson back at center. Flips it across for Ozolinch. He missed it. It goes now to Eastwood. Eastwood back. Darren Shannon put it over top. Here's Miller. Miller gets the pass on the left side to Ragnarsson. He sends it out to center ice to Dahlin. Ahead now for Friesen. Friesen trying to get by Manson. Manson cut him off. And now it goes to Tkachuk. To Quint. Can't get it out. Dahlin. Check. Here's Tkachuk. 3-on-2 with Korolev and Solani. Solani back over to Korolev. Korolev shot. And it was right on as Herbe was down. And he made a very easy save.
Arthur Zerbe with a good save. You talked about Sandis Ozolinch having a tough night. Well, Jim Kite and Jason Moore, it was Kevin Constantine's strategy to put that pair out against the Solani-Tkachuk line. Steve Manson, a good job on Jeff Friesen on that last play. And Jason Moore and Jim Kite were on for all 4 goals against in the first period. They avoided the 5th one, but you wonder why you'd stick with that matchup. But every shift, you can't get it out of your own zone.
4:19 left. It goes back to the blue line. Solani shot that's wide. Here's Manson, a shot deflected. Tkachuk from Solani at the post. They score! Korolev or Solani, I'm not sure who got it, but Solani is down on the ice and hurt, and that draws a crowd.
And is Rob Schick going to call Michael Sikora for hitting Solani after that play? I don't know whether, like you, Kurt, that Solani's shot went in. It was off both posts, and then Igor Korolev came in. Phil Walker on the ice. Talked to Solani. Frustrations of the San Jose Sharks. And Dave Manson is talking to Rob Schick. Now, is there going to be a penalty on this, or is he just coming over to signal the goal? The shot from Manson comes through the rebounds there, and there's no Sharks. There's 3 blue shirts with no white ones. Solani's shot goes through off the post, and Korolev and Tkachuk are both there banging away. Better angle here. One post, the other post. And Solani, I don't know whether he'll get credit for that. Tkachuk was there to bang it in.
Well, we'll await the announcement.
Here's another angle, and the shot comes through 3 Jets, no Sharks. Arthur Zerbe is there by himself. Solani's shot goes off one post. Does it go across the line? Whoa. Boy, that looks like it must have.
Well, if not, then Korolev got it. So it's either a hat trick for Solani or a 5-point night, including 3 assists. Now the puck goes to Donovan. And the puck goes up and out of play. And, of course, on our Safeway Score and Win, it's a significant thing if he got the hat trick, because we give away a Canadian holiday trip courtesy of Safeway to Mazatlan. So we'll have to await the announcement. And then hope they don't change it afterwards.
Yes. Yes. Oh, sorry. You do have the trip. Well, maybe you don't.
Maybe you don't. It goes back to Jason Maughan at center. He gives it to Kite. Kite drives it into the jet zone. With it there. Here's the announcement. They gave it to Solani. Solani from Tkachuk and Manson. So we'll do the Score and Win first. Mark Beaudry of Winnipeg shopped at Safeway, purchased Heinz ketchup, and entered Score and Win. Congratulations, Mark. You won a Gold Star Star Touch 2 VCR. And the hat trick winner will get to, with that 3rd goal by Timo Solani, we have an instant winner of a Canadian holiday strip for 2, thanks to Safeway's Score and Win contest, Mrs. M. Halleck. And we'll get more details on that in a moment. Here's Moore's shot. Puck goes loose. It's picked up. Now into the corner. Nazarov looks out in front. Nazarov leaned into. Now Gillen Sends it around. Kite trying to hold it at the point. 6-1, the Jets lead. Puck is batted out of the air. It goes now to Baker. Baker's shot. Gets it back again. Here's Baker. Puts it back to the blue line. Kite dumps it in deep. Miller to Baker. The Kite. Rolling puck. Got a piece of it. It bounced once. Kicked out by Hababulin. And now it's brought by Wilkinson. To Eastwood. Eastwood trying to split the defense. Back for Doan. Puck goes free into the corner now. After it there is Donovan. Donovan is checked by Doan. Behind the net. Just under 3 minutes left. 6-1, the Jets lead. Here's Donovan against Eastwood. It goes ahead to Miller. Miller gets it ahead to Baker. Stopped by Daryl Shannon momentarily. Puck goes back. Newman and chips it out. Eastwood ahead now to Shannon. Darren Shannon dropped it off. Eastwood moves in deep. Backhand. Kicked by Urbana Channy. Ahead now to center ice. Brown on the right side. Ozolinch. Ozolinch in deep. His shot. Hababulin has, and he holds on. All right, now we'll go back to that hat trick winner, #1 on the season, Mrs. M. Halleck. You have won a trip for 2 to Mazatlan, Mexico, where you and I will spend 7 days on the beautiful beaches of the Caravel Beach Club. Actually, you get to choose whoever you want to take with you. Courtesy of Canadian Holidays, Canada's largest vacation company. If you want to be our next lucky winner, fill out a ballot at your local Safeway and watch the Jets on CKND. Score and win exclusively at Safeway, today's better way. Here's Newman. Dumps it all the way down the ice. Going back to get it is Ozolinch. And it's icing against the Winnipeg Jets.
Lots of money given away by Safeway. My 2 daughters work at Safeway, and I'm hoping they don't take some of their pay down to pay off all these goals in the trip to Mazatlan in Mexico. Kevin Constantine, looking on, talks about his team defense, and boy, oh boy, they have given up a ton of goals, and the goals that they've given up haven't been the goaltender's fault. That one, a 3-on-0, a 2-on-0 earlier, Tkachuk and Solani, they've just been glaring major defensive errors, and they've been happening all season long for the Sharks.
Here's Daryl Shannon behind his goal. Sends it on the right side. Stopped at the blue line. Dumped back in. Now Janney has it. Janney with 2 minutes left. Gets it back to Ragnarsson. Back to Janney. Up to the line. Dumped in. Daryl Shannon goes back. Jets lead it 6-1. 5 points, including 3 goals for Timo Solani. 4 points for Keith Tkachuk. Here's Darren Shannon. Gets it back to his brother. Daryl Shannon wraps it around for Eastwood. Eastwood hands it right to Dahlin. Dahlin puts it across for Janney. Janney puts it in front. Daryl Shannon is there, and he clears it away. Back forward is Ozolinch.
Whoa. Boy, that was a casual skate back by Sandis Ozolinch to get the icing call. Wayne Bonney skated back with him. Had the score been a little closer, I think they might have waved that one off as we look at Teemu Solani. And you talk to some of the people around. I talked to Tim Campbell about how Teemu Solani was playing, and Tim follows the team, as everyone knows, in Winnipeg, and he said he's starting to play and starting to skate the way that he skated in year 1 with that 76-goal season. It was just a matter of time, and we've seen Teemu break out. And when you get as many chances that he gets and you skate as fast as he does against a team where their defense is very slow, you're bound to cash in.
Well, it's the first big night he's had in a while, 5 points. He had a couple of breakaways in Anaheim the other night. Was unable to score, but you're right. He did begin to come back into his own in the last home game against San Jose when he scored his first of the season, and now he scored 3 more here tonight. Here's Gillen with it. Gains the line. Gillen dropped it off. Olczyk back to Gillen. Gillen takes it in behind the net. Here's Gillen in front. His shot. Olczyk bats away. Olczyk another chance. Centers it. And Dahlin has it. Into the final minute. Now King turns it around for Winnipeg. King looks across. Finds Olczyk. Moving in Olczyk. And he tried to set up Doan, who was covered by Kite. It goes back to the point. Quid shot. Kicked away. King a backhand. That goes wide. Doan is knocked down. A penalty coming to Jim Kite. Kite's been all over Doan.
And Jim Kite trying to get something going, and with only 37 seconds left in the third period, I don't think the Jets will gain anything by going with Jim Kite.
Not much point in it. Now, Kite used to be the Jets heavyweight, going back a ways. Last year, he was in Las Vegas, where he was captain of the Thunder of the International League. Now back in the NHL here in San Jose. Jim Kite, Tim Hunter used to go at it on a regular basis.
About the same height, same length of arms. And that always makes for a good scrap. They get their arms fully extended.
So the Jets with the man advantage. 37 seconds left. Tkachuk is out with Solani and Korolev, Wilkinson and Malgunas. Malgunas drives it in. Herbe. Ozolinsh stopped by Malgunas. Dumped it into the corner. Tkachuk back to the point. Wilkinson. Wilkinson puts it in deep. It's in front of the net. Now it's picked up and taken away by, well, not taken right back in by Baker. Puts it up the middle. Ozolinsh up to the jet line. His shot that was blocked by Wilkinson. Tkachuk looks ahead for Solani. Solani chases it in deep. Herbe has it. 7 seconds left. Herbe mishandles. It's kept in at the blue line. No, it wasn't, by Malgunas.
Big hit by Keith Tkachuk on Sandis Ozolinsh. Down 6-1. Ozolinsh is leading the rush on the play. Took the shot. And Keith Tkachuk, after the shot was taken, flattened Ozolinsh. Kevin Constantine has his work cut out for him. They played Dallas at home on Saturday, and then they travel to Vancouver for a game Monday, and right back here Tuesday for a game against the Rangers. And then on the 2nd of November, they have New Jersey come in, and then St. Louis. So the Sharks have a tough schedule coming up. And this game, you would think, would be a game that they'd look at. Winnipeg hadn't won on the road coming in. They're looking for their first win. They've made a big trade, and yet they came out very flat, and the Jets, to their credit, took it to the San Jose Sharks right away. Carried the first period, first 10 minutes, first 5 minutes. And from then on, it was clear sailing. The big guns had the big night.
The big guns had the big night, and for the first time all year, the Winnipeg Jets won a road game. And the San Jose Sharks remain winless through 7 games. They have 4 losses and 3 ties. The Jets move on from here, continuing their road trip Friday in Edmonton and Saturday in Vancouver. The final score, the Jets 6, the Sharks 1.
Play Safeway Score and Win. When the Jets score on CKND, you could win a set of quality appliances from Tefal, a 20-piece set of Mikasa fine china in the Currents pattern, a Gold Star Start Touch 2 VCR, or a Texas Instruments personal organizer. You could also win a trip for 2 to Mazatlan, Mexico, courtesy of Canadian Holidays, Canada's largest vacation company. Safeway's participating products, McCain drinking boxes, and Chef Boyardee canned pastas. Score and win at Safeway, today's better way.
At Vernas Auto Body, they know your car is more than just a car. It's one of your largest investments. And since you wouldn't let just anyone drive it, why would you let just anyone fix it? Vernas Auto Body has over 40 years experience utilizing only state-of-the-art equipment and the highest quality products. And now as a member of Auto Pro Collision, you can receive immediate financing through our National Auto Pro credit card to assist you in large repairs or simply help with your deductible. For your next auto body repair, trust all the work to Vernas Auto Body, setting the standard in auto body repair.
There was a nice woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many toys to buy, she didn't know what to do.
What'll I do? City! Nobody beats Zeller's toy prices. Come with me. It's the law of Zeller's Toyland.
This week, save $10 on the Play School Play Store, just $54.97, and on Kenner Spark Bowler set, only $27.97.
I got more than I thought I ever could. And valuable Club Z points, too. At Zeller's. Where the lowest price is the law every day.
And they all had a happy Christmas.
Time now for the Molson Cup 3 stars of tonight's game. The third star, Keith Tkachuk, with a goal and 3 assists. Second star, goalie Nikolai Habibulin, his 3rd win of the season. 3 starts, 3 wins. He stopped 27 of 28 shots. And the number 1 star, Teemu Solani, 3 goals, 2 assists. Those are the Molson Cup 3 stars tonight. Now it's time for the Jim Gauthier Big Easy play of the game. And it came in the first period. The Jets up by a score of 2-0, and they add to that lead as the two big stars of the game, Keith Tkachuk and Teemu Selanne, steal the puck. Tkachuk leaves it for Selanne, back to Keith Tkachuk. That is the big, easy play of the game, brought to you by the home of the big buy, Jim Gauthier Chevrolet Geo Cadillac. Well, Gary Wilson, the Jets got a big monkey off their back tonight with that victory on the road, their first of the season. Now they have Edmonton Friday, Vancouver Saturday.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the big bright spots tonight, was Winnipeg getting that monkey off their back, like you said. The other one, I think, was Teemu Selanne really starting to come back into his own. We're seeing the Teemu Selanne of old, and I think that's going to be a real plus for this hockey team.
Teemu Selanne scored his very first goal in the National Hockey League against the San Jose Sharks. Maybe the rebirth of Teemu Selanne also starts against the San Jose Sharks. Gary Wilson, thank you very much. We'll see you next Wednesday when the Jets host the Maple Leafs.
Thank you, Joe.
All right, our post-game report will continue right after this. This is your Molson Jets hockey telecast.
You seen the whoop man? Yeah.
Including his 500th career goal, and he did it again tonight. He's got 9 goals on the season now and paced the Penguins to a 5-3 victory over the defending Stanley Cup champs. We'll tell that story and a whole lot more as we move along on Hockey Night in Canada.
When Subway...
to get you there as quick as we can, but all these great sponsors who provided you with these doubleheaders want to hear your words and theirs to be heard as well. Got that? The Jets and the Canucks coming up live from Vancouver in just a moment when we head to supernatural British Columbia next on Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC.
You're asking me what's changed in my life? I'm asking you